been a while since I've attended one of these or watched one of these, so here we go, Summer of Gaming.
Welcome back. If today has you excited for big gaming events, just remember that IGN Live is coming up this weekend. It is a two-day in-person event celebrating all the best in gaming and entertainment. You can expect celebrity appearances, live stage shows like this one, panels, meet and greets with people like us, playable game demos, tons of giveaways, and lots more. That is all happening June 6th and 7th in downtown LA. You can check the full lineup and grab tickets at ign.com/live. And if you use the coupon code BEYOND, the name of this show, you can score a complimentary one-day ticket. If you can't make it in person, no worries, because you can stream the whole thing on IGN Live, which IGN, Live, which you're watching right now. And of course, that Summer Games Fest is happening this Friday, and you can catch that live on IGN as well with a pre-show that kicks off at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Okay, get that out of the way. Let's talk about the third-party stuff. One thing that I think we've all been really dying to hear more about is when we're going to play that last third of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, it needs to get here so soon. I
was just looking at that, actually.
We love Final Fantasy.
I'm going to be in tears if we hear anything about Final Fantasy VII Part 3. I don't think we're going to... As much as it pains me to say this, I don't think we're going to see anything dramatic from
Are they speculating
Final Fantasy or Square
State
Enix in this presentation. Okay. Maybe a title reveal with a teaser to like tune into SGF is my guess. And the reason why I say that, Final Fantasy VII in particular has always been associated with the PlayStation brand. However, tomorrow, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting released on Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox. We've noticed Square Enix going more and more with the multi-platform route. So one thing that makes more sense to me is to announce a simultaneous multi-platform release for whatever Part 3 ends up being called at a more agnostic event like Summer Games Fest. So that's my speculation, but I'm praying I'm wrong, because I want to see this game like yesterday.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Square Enix has commented many times about their games not hitting the financials that they need when it comes to sales numbers.
I could be
Going to
wrong,
multiple platforms on day one is a way to help fix that. You got 3 times the player base potentially. So that's good. I'm for that strategy if they're going for it. I will be sad that it's not PlayStation exclusive, because it's, as a PlayStation person first, like I always love having. Well, and I love because when a game is developed for a console specifically, you often see those like fine-tuned improvements that are specific to your console. When you have to split to multiple consoles, sometimes that fractures some development time. But I'm more than happy to give that up for other people to be able to enjoy it day one and not have to wait behind that Sony paywall to get it. Buy our console if you want to play this game. What do you think the R is going to be in for this one?
That was going to be my next question.
Sorry, Max. I beat you to it.
I mean, off the top of my head, probably something like Return. I don't. They've already used Rebirth, which I was like, okay, maybe that one. They've already used Reunion for Crisis Core, so I'm just gonna say Return, because that's
Return. Yeah,
I'm on the spot right now, and I don't want to get it wrong.
Max, any guesses?
Reborn? I don't know.
Okay.
Reborn,
that's
possibly.
Rebirth, basically, just a different.
Oh yeah,
do you think Square Enix is that concerned with video game titles?
I think Recollection.
Revengeance. Anyway,
Revengeance.
I do think there's a point to be had about if you launch your game on multiple platforms at once, all at once, it becomes a zeitgeist. It becomes part of the conversation. If you kind of drip feed it, you might get that that fun of exclusiveness. You don't have to develop all for multiple platforms at once. But look at Resident Evil Requiem. That launched on the consoles and Switch, and it is one of the best-selling games of the year. It is the fastest-selling Resident Evil game in franchise history.
Very true.
It was a great game. We all loved it.
Yep.
And
a lot of people
I think right now we're kind of waiting to see what Capcom has next. Something that kind of blew me away about Requiem, not Requiem itself, but the lead up to it, is that it's been less than a year since that was revealed.
Yeah.
And we were hearing rumors about it for ages, that Leon would be back. And it was at Summer Games Fest last year that we got a look at this game in action.
And
initially we were all like, well, I don't know. There's no Leon. It's just this new lady. I don't know. She looks kind of bland.
The whole revamp with Resident Evil Biohazard, I think that really hyped up the
we're all waiting on DLC. Again, I know there's Mercenaries mode. People want
back
that.
With Resident Evil.
We've got the Leon Must Die Forever, which is a cool little bonus.
It's a fun little roguelike.
Yeah, this is all good. I'd be happy with any of that. I also hope we see Code Veronica remake.
Yes.
I mean, I think, look, I want to see Code Veronica remake as much as the next person, but I don't think it'd be wise to dilute the waters by having 2 Resident Evil announcements. But hey, I would love to be wrong. I think they've done 2 Resident Evil announcements before in the past in a PlayStation State of Play. But I think that they're going to go all in on a DLC for Requiem. I'm hoping for a Chris/Ada campaign. That'd be sick. but I don't know. But I say if we do hear from Code Veronica, I don't think it's going to be until SGF is my guess.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. I mean, yeah, to your point about a cross-platform release, if you're trying to get the biggest audience, this is first and foremost a PlayStation showcase. And like, you know, Capcom has a great working relationship. They've revealed a bunch of Resident Evil stuff during various states of play and showcases, but it's, again, for these big summer things, I can see that being the one where you
I
get
think
the most eyes on
Capcom
it.
got the formula
one thing
down
that we
for
did get
Resident
revealed at
Evil.
the most recent state of play
They had
was
to go
Silent
back
Hill
to the roots and
Townfall,
then
which
mix it up
again,
with some
looking
horror.
at Capcom's playbook,
And now
Konami seems
Resident
to be
Evil
following
Requiem was
suit, and we
born.
got, you know, we got Silent Hill 2 remake, and then we got Silent Hill F, and then we got this one, which is from the, what's it called? They've had one other game to their name. It's a studio that did, I think it's the TV Glow or something. But
Is it Annapurna? Is it?
it's
No.
Annapurna
What is this? Silent Hill?
worked on it, but yeah, it's
Really?
I started looking it up
Oh, no.
because I was like, who is it? Yeah, it's Annapurna Interactive. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the developer is Screenburn.
Screenburn, who did. Anyway, we can look this up later. But yeah, it's a new Silent Hill game, which is exciting.
Yeah. Oh,
It's,
for real?
first person. I'm into this because it's, you know, Silent Hill F was cool. It did the whole, you know, kind of Japanese focus. I dig
I
that
missed
this
that
is
game
a
too.
weird,
So many
foggy
games out there that I
American
need to
town.
play.
I feel like that's kind of quintessentially Silent Hill.
I think this is like Scotland, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it Scotland?
Saint Amelia is the name of the place. But regardless, to your point, I do think that, you know, when we saw that we were
Simon.
getting so much Silent Hill, I was like, you know, everyone's eyes
What is
narrowed a
wrong with
little
it?
bit.
What
You
the
know, it
hell?
was during the era of Konami. Are they actually coming back? Silent Hill 2 ended up being incredible from Bloober. Silent Hill F, I loved from last year. I thought that game was phenomenal. So whatever they're doing with Silent Hill, I think they understand the general tone that we're looking for and what Silent Hill is about. And if I'm not mistaken, based on the previous time we've seen this, it seems like there's a lot of like cancer imagery. It looks like we are
yeah.
in this
Yeah,
foggy
this dude has
town.
some
It looks very
fucking cords
scary. It looks
attached to him.
spooky. And
I
then
like
you
this,
got that
though.
little scanner.
a gross guy with a shape for a head. You know, not
First
quite
person
pyramid head.
Silent
Checking
Hill,
all the
that-
boxes.
Yeah, I think it's so the studio is based in Glasgow.
I guess I'll need to get a
developers
trial
worked on
on that.
Alien Isolation
I'm
and
used to
Red Dead
Silent Hill
Redemption
2
before forming their own
and all
studio,
that.
and they worked on Stories Untold. So I feel like there's
Okay.
some good talent in the room. What we've seen so far looks really promising.
I think Konami's being really smart about this franchise right now. They've been giving it out to different studios to do the work and doing the work in the genres where they shine and like letting them just kind of like, hey, you do this really well. Do this with this franchise. And like you said, Nick, they've been on a roll with their last bunch of Silent Hill games. So I think
I heard
hopefully
Silent
this is
Hill
gonna
F
follow
was pretty
suit the
good.
same way.
Which fucking hell, I
And
need to
now,
play
I mean,
that
we're
game.
talking about Konami, so I think maybe we get a look at Metal Gear Solid 4 running on the HD, or not the
that's
the
right.
Master Collection. What is it called?
Master Collection Volume 2, I
Yeah,
guess.
Part 2. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this will be the first time. You know, Konami's been on a roll. Everything they're doing is great. I hope we finally get to see Metal Gear Solid 4 running on modern hardware. They said it's happening, so let's just see it in action.
I would love to be. Well, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed even saying this. I'd love to see a new Metal Gear something, like another Delta-shaped remake, or
Metal Gear.
I know this is a blasphemous thought, but a new Metal Gear game. Just
maybe
a new Metal Gear game that isn't necessarily, well, definitely not involved with Kojima, but you know, like I don't know. I love that franchise. I'd love to see it signs of life.
It's a OG
Do you
franchise.
think
Yeah.
we'll see Fizzant today at all?
No, there's no way.
I don't know. I think I saw Kojima's like Instagram. I think he's in LA now, so who knows?
That's very possible. I don't think we're going to see Fizzant. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw OD during the Xbox game
Yeah, that
showcase.
makes more
But
sense.
Fizzant feels like it. Fizzant coming out this decade, so I'm going to keep using that joke until they tell me to stop. Speaking of famed directors going off and forming their own studios, there's also Project Robot from Fumito Ueda for Team Ico. This was revealed at TGA's 2024. It looks like Team Ico meets Evangelion or something. Like it's got a very
Oh, really?
apocalyptic mech imagery.
Project
Yeah.
Clanker.
Yeah, I
might be
mean,
down for that.
This is one of those games where it just kind of, I think it took us all by surprise in the best ways. When it revealed, there was just so much going on that we just didn't understand the context of, and I think that's kind of what Fumito Ueda does best with his games. So this was shown in a state of play, 2 years ago now, I think at this point. Maybe it was last year.
I think it was TGA's.
Was it TGA's?
Yeah, it was a TGA.
It was a
Which is
TGA.
always,
So
yeah, that's always kind of an odd.
I
like I
have
feel like
never
Jeff
seen
frequently
this
gets
before. But
former
that looks
developer,
cool.
studio head of blank has new studio. Here's their new project, but it's something that previously was associated with like a big, first party
First party.
publisher, maybe. Yeah, but Yeah, I'd love to see more of this. Again, with something like with how long we waited for The Last Guardian, I feel like we're almost accustomed to be like, yeah, well, we'll check this game out in 7 years or whatever.
I don't think we see this game today, mostly because I think, Fumito Ueda, I want to see more from this game. I love Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and
Look
I
at
even
that
like
thing.
The Last Guardian. But, Fumito Ueda made that statement at the TGAs, or it was announced officially that he'd be working with Epic Games to develop/publish this robot game. So I don't think it's going to happen, especially since a lot of the studios that were
Are Shadow
associated
of the
with
Colossus?
Ueda have been
Sorry, I
shut
just
down
processed
at
that. Are
PlayStation.
Shadow of the
So it
Colossus
just
and The
feels
Last Guardian really made by the same developer?
it's like you're watching your ex succeed after you broke up with them, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
what could have been?
I mean, I feel like we see a lot of that in the gaming industry as different studios move to different companies. Like, Bungie went to Xbox, then now they're with PlayStation, and it's been a lot of back and forth with a lot of
Bungie went to-
studios.
It's
Oh,
an odd
poor
time.
Destiny.
But yeah, jumping off that,
You
other
know what I
Capcom
did hear, though?
IP besides Resident Evil we could
Destiny
see is Devil May Cry.
or Destiny
is
fans want
my
a Destiny 3.
hopium title
Go on.
to show up on
Please.
this today. I need Devil May Cry 6. It's the perfect time. We just finished season 2 of the Netflix anime. Why not bundle that with that excitement, that energy for Devil May Cry 6? It has been way too long since we've got to see Dante, Virgil, and everybody else just hacking and slashing to demons to bits. I want more of this. I need this in my veins immediately.
Bury the light.
Yes.
Bury the light. I mean, I think. Please don't yell at me for saying this. I think we're gonna see a Devil May Cry 1 remake before we see Devil May Cry
Uh-oh.
6.
That was my next thought.
He might.
I
Lot
wouldn't be
of
mad about
remakes
it because
being
I do
thrown
think Devil
around.
May Cry 1, as outstanding as
I think
it
it might be
is,
right, though.
it'd be nice to play that in like in the RE engine. I think that could be pretty sick.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got that. And I wouldn't be mad either. I think if they were doing, look, the remake, remaster treatment is all the rage with a lot of those older games right now. Capcom is doing it with
Literally,
Onimusha,
Halo's getting
right?
remastered.
So I
But
could
that's
see Devil May Cry being the next on that
Xbox.
list.
We don't talk about
What they
that
need to
right
do is
now.
actually just remake 2.
Two,
I
two
think
needs a full facelift.
I think remake is the move there
Yeah.
because it's again people
Remake
get
is the
scared off
move.
by a number from a 25-year-old
6
franchise.
is daunting.
Yeah, and
It
it's
is.
again when you wait that long just between entries in a series, like there's an entire generation of gamers that shows up in that time who's like, what's going on over here? Devil May Cry? Oh, you mean like the Netflix show? Like it's
Yeah.
you got to have a new point of entry for people. Yeah, speaking of games that are long, well, actually announced, but long breaks between new entries, Kingdom Hearts 4 is a thing that is theoretically happening.
Dude,
that
don't
Is it for
don't
real?
even give me the hope because part of me always was like, is this the one where we see Kingdom Hearts 4? Hey, look, PlayStation needs to.
I've
come
always
out
been an
swinging.
advocate
I
of
think
Kingdom Hearts. I've just
partnering
never
with
gotten
Square
the
Enix,
opportunity
people
to play.
will talk about the PlayStation conference or the state of play if we see Kingdom Hearts 4. It needs to happen. Tetsuya Nomura, show me what you've got, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready with open arms.
There's been a lot of chatter in the live chat, which I'm watching and monitoring, for Kingdom Hearts 4. So also Devil May Cry 6. So shout out to you guys out there.
Do I have to watch the
yes,
chat? Hang on.
I'm one of y'all.
Will we see
are they
Star
saying?
Wars in Kingdom Hearts?
Ooh.
I feel weird.
Sonic
I
mainline?
went back. There was like
Oh,
maybe
you know
a
what
little
I
bit
did
of a
see?
leg of an
Oh, when I was looking up
AT-AT.
State
What
of
do
Play?
you mean?
I mean, I
People
wouldn't
were
be
asking for
surprised
not only
if we
Destiny
get it.
2
I
or
mean, we
Destiny
got what
3,
we had Pirates
Infamous
of the Caribbean,
Second
so they
Son
can.
2.
It shows that they
They
can
can do
handle
live
They
action,
can
yeah.
handle the live action. So
Obviously,
why not get
Final
Star
Fantasy.
Wars? Question is, are we going to get Marvel?
Those were the
Like,
top three
is
that I
that
saw
gonna
right now.
be-
Maybe I should.
I need to see Goofy
Analyze.
team up with Robert
about-
Downey Jr.'s
What
Iron
about
Man.
Alien
chat
and
room.
Predator and Die Hard? Like, I feel like since the last Kingdom Hearts, Disney has acquired a large chunk of popular culture as a whole, and at that point, you're like, does that go in Kingdom Hearts too?
This is all just an elaborate ruse to remake Final Fantasy Versus 13 with a Kingdom Hearts 4
Oh, no.
skin on top of
13.
it. We're gonna go back to.
Oh, don't.
I'm sorry, I didn't
13
mean
too.
to open the can of worms. But hey, I'm there with you.
No, I'm all for it. Give us versus 13. Why not?
No,
Bring
on
it back.
the Marvel front, we know we're getting Wolverine. There's also Marvel Tokon, which is coming
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Yeah, hell
That's
yeah.
got a release date. That's on the way. I feel like that's
That was
a
another one.
fairly quantifiable thing at this point. To the point where I think they're going to do like a character reveal, maybe.
Oh yeah, they've got to
yeah.
show off.
Yeah.
They have
there.
one
I think
more
that's
team
pretty
that
much
they need
all
to
I
reveal,
really
I believe.
need is just to see more of the roster for this game. I don't think I need to see more like intense gameplay. Maybe like what features they're gonna have. Like, are they gonna have something like Street Fighter 6's like story mode where you go around and meet other characters in the universe? I don't know what that's
something
gonna
Yo,
be.
unusual
E.T.
around, like, there
remake?
being
Could you make a
one
game out of
level or
E.T.?
Something like that, like the X-Men Mansion. Like
Persona
there's just like
6.
I want to see more
Persona's pretty fun.
environments. I want to see because they've only shown the outside the X-Men.
No, they showed Savage Land.
Did they? Okay,
Yeah, they showed
okay.
a couple of them. It looks cool. Again, it feels like such a known quantity. It's Marvel versus Capcom without the Capcom, and I'm into that. But I feel like I want like a little more of a hook.
I just want to see more of the art. Honestly.
Yeah, just a
something
little
that a lot
bit
of people
more
in the
to
chat want is
be like,
Destiny
okay,
3,
let me pick up
which
this.
Yeah.
I don't
Let me pick
want
up
to
this
be
fighting
a
game.
party pooper, but I feel like that probably is not going to happen today.
Probably
I
not.
mean, Marathon Season 2 just came out. Marathon is probably my current front runner for Game of the Year. I'm obsessed
You
with
did this
it.
to Destiny.
You did it.
I
It's all your
single-handedly did this to Destiny.
You did this. Oh man,
I don't think we're
Destiny
going to
fans
see
are
that anytime
fuming
soon, but
right
I
now.
hope that we do hear from the Destiny at some point in the future.
I already played
But
through the final shape
regardless,
when it released.
Season 2 did
so
just launch
I'm
today
good.
for Marathon, so it'd be very strange for PlayStation to talk about Destiny in any way, shape, or form, because that seems like a PR disaster. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, we always
Yeah.
kind of hear rumblings.
Yeah,
and
I'm
rumors
happy
leading up
for
to this stuff,
Marathon,
and there's
and I'm
always
happy
little things
for
where you're like,
Bungie,
oh,
but
this,
it
you know,
sucks
this
that Destiny 2
ESRB
is
thing
closing
popped
live
up,
service.
and little things leaked. I think I saw like leaked footage of a Jet Grind Radio
Oh my
thing
gosh.
kicking around.
Yeah, there's like 2 Sega projects we haven't heard
Yeah.
from. Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi.
There's
Wow, really?
screenshots for the Tomb Raider remake,
Yep.
Legacy of Atlantis. It's like there's
Another Square Enix one to
all
show
this
up.
stuff just kind of floating around in the ether. And again, it takes so long to make games that I feel like we'll hear about something 3 years ago and we're like, oh, that sounds cool anyway. And then it pops up and we're like, that thing, we heard about that, sort of. And so I'm always so eager for that stuff
That's
to just
me
kind
on
of
the
make a
fucking
sudden
outer
appearance. And
rim
everyone
of
goes,
everything.
whoa, that thing? Okay.
I mean, it's possible. This PlayStation says this state of play is over 60 minutes long, so it's going to be
Yes,
a meaty
chat,
one.
we're definitely
I
gonna
have
get
a feeling there's
Half-Life
going to be a
3.
lot of big
Just hold out
surprises
for a little
and a
longer.
lot of cool stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
they booked out theaters for people to go and watch this in theaters. They have to be feeling very confident about what they have to
They
show
got a
today.
Wolverine state of play signature menu at Alamo.
Oh,
Draft.
Spider-Man
I love
3.
it. That's one of the things that leaked. People like the menu of the state of play leaked.
That
which
would
is
be interesting.
Definitely a new one. I don't know. It's again. This is starting very soon. Reminder for everyone to please stick around afterwards because we're going to have a whole post show, maybe some surprises in store. But again, this is just the first of a whole bunch of events that are going to be happening throughout the summer. And yeah, again, between now and Gamescom, a lot of stuff is going to to and get announced. And I'm
Oh shit, 30
it's
seconds.
exciting. It's fun. It's nice to get excited about some
Video
new games.
games
Here
are
we go,
back.
party
They're
people.
back. I love
It's
when the
going.
video games are back.
Bub.
Bub. Who's the out of left field? Who's the one Marvel character you want to see show up in Wolverine?
Magneto, because
Hulk.
that'd
That'd
be
be a classic. And Magneto too.
That'd be terrifying.
Silliness, nonsense.
Toad. I want him.
Toad?
I want to
Okay.
see Toad.
All right.
I guess
Deadpool.
mutants
It's a
would
long
make
shot,
sense.
But who knows? We're gonna shut up now because the thing is starting. Stick around after for the post-show spectacular. We'll see you then.
Let's get this shit. I'm down for this. Oh, nice. And we're starting off with Wolverine. This is exactly what we needed. Can I turn this up?
Hi, I'm Marcus Smith, Creative Director for Marvel's Wolverine. Today, we're excited to debut a new look at the game. To set the stage, Wolverine is in a race against time to rescue a group of kidnapped mutants
Check
before
that
they're
out,
shipped
yeah.
off to parts unknown by cybernetically enhanced mercenaries known as the Reavers. However, Logan quickly discovers he isn't the only mutant attempting to save them. Let's take a look.
X-Men was always my favorite team. I literally grew up with them first before knowing who the Avengers were. And I think it may be due to the X-Men movies.
See if we can find the one that got away. Redhead. Might be our only lead. Looks like she took off into the industrial park.
I'm glad this game has gotten some well-needed time to marinate.
area.
Give me a status update.
Perimeter stable. Holding position.
Jesus Christ, Logan. Fucking ruthless.
Stay sharp. I don't like this.
I feel like you can expect this to play like a mix between Spider-Man and Batman.
Should do another sweep. It's too quiet.
Oh, see ya. Okay, never mind. Right back at you. Jesus, all that blood. The combat's pretty nice, though. Oh, it is Toad. What the hell? They were right.
Ship's casting off.
Not today, Bob.
Oh, Trask. Okay, that makes sense.
The hell? Skullbuster! Up there! We need backup now!
Jesus. Well, they are cybernetics, so... Oh, no. I thought that was Magneto.
There you are, Red.
It's Jean.
Jean? Is that you? Don't worry. You're not going anywhere.
Everyone shoot!
These kind of games always do two protagonist combat really good. Like, whenever you had a partner in Batman, it was amazing. Whenever you can switch characters between Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 or Miles, it was amazing. And now you have the fucking mutants and Wolverine tearing people to shreds. And Jean using him as a fucking prop. This is amazing. Wow. Cool. He's gone feral. That's funny. Insane.
Yeah. Let's go.
Shit. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm not keeping up with chat, unfortunately. It's an alpha war. Nice kick. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff they can polish up on, but it's not too bad when it comes to combat and stuff. Oh, damn. And you can just heal and get back into it. Yeah, cut the wire. I'd hate to be that guy. How the fuck?
I was hoping for the redhead. Let's get you guys out of here.
Are you a superhero?
Look, kid. I'm Wolverine.
Oh, but wait, there's more. That's, damn, we saw him in the TV show. Is that Deadpool? Is that Sabretooth?
Some folks can't wait to die.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all.
We hope you enjoyed that new look at Marvel's Wolverine. This is a single-player, action-adventure game featuring a focused, story-driven experience that will send Logan on a perilous journey across the globe, where more than innocent mutant lives are at stake. In this game, mutants live in hiding, fearful of those who would hunt them down,
Sounds
while
about
most
right.
of the world doesn't even know they exist. As you saw, you'll encounter iconic Marvel characters like Jean Grey, Mystique, and Sabretooth.
Some folks can't wait to die.
We also showed you a glimpse of the brutal combat you'll experience in Marvel's Wolverine. It's fast, fluid, and visceral in the way that only Logan can deliver. Marvel's Wolverine is built to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5 consoles, and we cannot wait for you to get your hands on it when it launches September 15th, 2026. We're also happy to announce that you can pre-order your copy today at the end of the show in select markets.
Hold your
Check
pre-orders,
out PlayStation
guys.
blog for more information. On behalf of everyone at Insomniac Games,
I mean, it's
thank
your
you.
money, obviously. You can
See
do
you
what you
next
want
time.
with it, but we've played these games before. I honestly think Insomniac's games have delivered quite well on a release date, you know?
Hello and welcome to State of Play. I wanted to start by thanking Marcus and the whole team at Insomniac for that extended look at Marvel's Wolverine. We've got a ton more to share with news and updates from both PlayStation studios and third-party studios from around the globe. Let's get right to it with the latest from our friends at Arc System Works,
Nice.
XDev, and Marvel Games.
I guess I was a bit on the mark with that one. Let's see this final team.
Prepare to face the supreme master of the pugilistic art, the Duke of Get Your Dukes Up, Mr. Champion!
Actions are worth more than any word.
And the greatest action is to fight. You have defeated so many. You've defeated whole worlds. But
Knights of Doom.
never
Oh
fought
shit.
Let me show you why you should kneel. Think you're a genius, Doom? Your works are mere trinkets. My genius is endless. And now my turn.
He's got a gun.
You made
Oh,
promises,
Magneto.
Doom, and those
All right.
promises shall be kept.
This violence will solve nothing, Eric.
My dearest Aurora, mutant kind shall rise, and I will be the one to lead the way.
Really? Steve Bloom as Green Goblin? Are you shitting me?
Still holding a grudge. Currency, huh?
Time to stop laughing, Gobby.
That all you got? Bump the way. What? I'm gonna kill Spider-Man.
I was not expecting Carnage to be here.
So you want to fight? Carnage will give you one. You that
Moment has come. Attack! No mercy.
Let me do it. I'll slice you up. Don't be greedy. It's mine.
Knights
Jesus.
of Doom, destroy them! Feel my wrath! The end is near.
I like how they got a lot of the cast from Marvel Rivals to revamp their roles here. Most of them, not all of them.
I see much from my perch atop the tree of tranquility. Yet, there are some outcomes that are uncertain, even to me.
They're calling this Gran Turismo. I don't know if this is Gran Turismo. Someone did say Rayman, though. They were right about this.
Let's roll!
Your heroics will no doubt be the stuff of tales twice told throughout the Glade of Dreams.
Come feed my ox!
Calming biscuits? But... Oh!
I guess people really like Rayman. I see 2 L's compared to like 50 dubs. It's been a while since a Rayman game released, huh?
The Glade of Dreams is in grave danger.
It's time I made my mark.
It's 4 against 1! You don't stand a chance! Maybe he stands a little bit of a chance. Globots to the rescue!
I am as fast as a falcon! Kick size!
For the Glade, then!
You think this ends here?
Cool! I'm here!
Are you ready for our game, Rayman?
No, I actually don't know the story of Rayman. Legends retold? Okay. Oh, sushi bar owned by a black man? This is revolutionary. The art of sushi. There it is. There's the master. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a sucker for audio sync. I automatically like this game. Bancho the chef. Hell yeah, dude. Sorry, that trailer got me hyped the fuck up. Oh, here we go. What is this? A yokai hunter.
You can...
Shoot!
It's very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Very stylistic. Kind of reminds me of Sifu. And it's got co-op. That's cool. Kamori. Okay. And it's only on PS5, goddammit.
Hi everyone! お久しぶりです。安心の中村いくみです。Did you miss me? I missed you! と言っても、多分私のことを知らないし、忘れてる人もいるかもしれないんですけど、見てね、お姉さんです。今日皆さんにお届けしたのは妖怪ハンターアクションゲームケムリです。舞台はケムリシティ。この世とあの世が混ざってるカオスな街をアジアをベースにいろんなカルチャーが入り混じってます。煙あるところに妖怪ありという言葉がありまして、それを妖怪ハンターが見つけ出します。そこで使うのが妖怪ハンターだけが使えるフォックスウィンドウ、狐の窓です。この窓を介してパラノーマル現象や妖怪を見つけ出して、で可視化してそこに妖怪をハントする。しかし妖怪をただただ集めるわけではありません。私たちのゲームでは妖怪と契約をしなければなりません。頂上をまとい未知を狩る、あなた自身に憑依してもらいます。そして憑依した妖怪のパワーを使って憑依アパレルというかっこいいアパレルをまとってスーパーパワーでもっと強い妖怪に挑んでこの世界の謎に近づいていく。ハンターは種類が3つありまして、1つは刀ハンターになります。もう1つは弓ハンター、次はシャーマン。そこで皆さんお気づきの通りマルチプレイあります。仲間と一緒に暴れて死にかけて妖怪ハンターとして一緒にこの煙シティで煙って遊んでいただければ嬉しいです。私たちはカオスをお届けして笑いをお届けしたいと思って煙を作ってます。あの世に最も近い都市煙シティへようこそと言いたいところですが、煙はまだまだ開発中です。情報いっぱい落としていきますので、もうとにかく煙の世界をこれから楽しんでください。レッツ煙、煙っていこう。シュッシュシュシュッシュシュシュッシュシュカカカカカカ。
Damn, all of these games are PlayStation exclusive. Tragic. Oh, Tomb Raider?
Been halfway across the continent looking for you.
They're remaking Tomb Raider
Hard woman to track down.
Well, you found me.
Ms. Croft, I hear when it comes to retrieval.
Well, this seems a bit more like the OG Tomb Raiders, actually.
This isn't about glory or money or making the world a better place. This is a puzzle buried in centuries of silence. You don't strike me as someone who walks past a locked door without wondering what's behind it. There's a reason I can only trust you with this.
I guess when it comes to the actual story of Tomb Raider, all the ones made in 2010 didn't necessarily, they weren't similar to it, so doing an actual one-to-one retelling of it, of the OGs, that'd be worth a look. You know, story-wise.
Gotta say, I captured your good side.
You're assuming I've got a bad side.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the remake of Tomb Raider, like the Rise and then Shadow. But I guess this is for the people who actually grew up with the series, you know?
So, what was your favorite from today?
Oh, more dinosaurs.
I liked the Allosaur.
What did you like about it?
He's big and loud.
Oh, I think my favorite
Jurassic
was
Park.
the Diplodocus.
Jurassic Park horror game? Oh shit, I was kidding. Holy shit, I was joking.
I don't know if I can do this.
You need to keep moving.
This gives Alien Isolation vibes.
There's always a choice.
The Lost Wild, okay. Speaking of Alien Isolation, they should be making a second one soon, right? Not soon, but I don't know, somewhere down the line. Oh, nice. Is this where went meet? This is how the game begins, right? Literally your uncle carrying you as a baby? Oh my god, all these poles. Oh.
Back in early 2023, S-Game first showed us Phantom Blade Zero in passing in a
Holy
hotel.
shit, that was 2023?
And we knew immediately that this game had incredible potential. Look forward to more details in a gameplay and story deep dive coming later this summer. Next, let's head over to the sandworm-infested sands of Arrakis in Dune Awakening. In this open-world survival RPG, you can fully immerse yourself in the world of Dune. Unravel a cinematic story filled with mystery and intrigue, featuring many of the characters from the books and movies.
Find the Fremen, wake the sleeper.
I enjoyed Dune. The movies.
Alone or
you know,
with friends,
for as much as
you
I
will
enjoyed
explore
them,
the vast
it's one of those
open
movies where,
world
like,
of
if you watch it
Arrakis.
once, you're like, yeah, that
and
was
learn
good,
to
and then never,
survive and
you
thrive
don't remember
by
anything
unlocking
from
the
it.
secrets of the Fremen. Along the way, you'll discover new technologies, craft
I feel
gadgets
bad
and
because
weaponry,
they are really good movies.
and build a base of operations that will grow and expand as you progress towards power and fortune. Pursue the path of the Bene Gesserit, Swordmaster, Trooper, or Mentat, and master anything from mind control to brutal hand-to-hand combat. In Dune Awakening, you can choose to play with your friends or alone in a brand new single-player mode
man.
arriving with the PlayStation release.
How does chat feel about this? I don't think they see the gameplay as satisfying. In which I'm sure there's more to
Dune
offer in an
Awakening arrives on
open world
PS5
game like that,
on
but
September 22nd. Pre-orders start today.
I gotta agree, that wasn't the most
The
enticing
fan-favorite
gameplay.
PS2 classic Dynasty Warriors 3 is getting remastered for PS5. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is a modern revival of the 2001 game that established the foundation of the series.
Oh, really?
Players can become one of over 40 officers and experience intense 1 versus 1,000 skirmishes across vast battlefields.
1 versus 1,000?
And joining the battle is Zoan, the protagonist from Dynasty Warriors Origins.
It ends here.
Huh.
Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered launches later this year. Pre-orders start today. From the award-winning studio behind the Ori series comes a bold new vision for action
nice.
RPGs. No Rest for the Wicked is a brutal Souls-like built around skill, consequence, and precision combat. Step into a living, hand-painted world you can explore alone, or share with friends in your own persistent realm.
Whoa, that's nuts.
A world that evolves even when you're offline. The highly anticipated full 1.0 release expands everything. A massive world, a deep class and progression system, and hundreds of hours of content, including endgame, all with full crossplay and cross-save.
Crossplay and co-op.
No Rest for the Wicked launches on PS5 this October and is available to wishlist now. Up next, let's check in with Capcom for an update on Onimusha: Way of the Sword.
Doesn't matter. A beast isn't far from an Oni, you know.
You do well to follow his example.
I thought you'd see the appeal, Musashi.
Did he just eat a bird?
That castle on the mountain.
Crow.
Musashi, I sense Genma. Prepare yourself. No ordinary Genma can move like that. I doubt this area was designed to welcome visitors. The castle's owner must be terribly cautious.
I am
what the hell?
Miyamoto Musashi, the fool who seeks strength yet rejects the power of the Oni.
Nice parry.
You shame yourself, child. Witness my might! If you live by the sword, fighting is everything. So you've lost. Will you swap the sword for a trowel?
Like hell I will.
No? What then? Are you going to start taking human souls?
If human souls are what it takes.
Musashi, if that's the path he walks, I will follow. I've chosen to trust Musashi's judgment in all matters.
Ori departed. Give me every ounce of power that you have. In return.
Then get going, Onimusha.
Damn. That's not bad. I would like to see more. Oh, not the pre-order bonus.
We can't wait to get our hands on Onimusha: Way of the Sword this September. But you won't have to wait long to try it yourself. Here's one more update from the Onimusha team.
Oh. For real? Well, not on Steam, I bet. It's PlayStation. No. Cool. Oh wow, what did we just jump into now? Oh, Silent Hill. Gotcha, gotcha. This is the most recent one. That's taking place in Scotland, maybe?
Hey! Who's there?
Simon. Are you there? Please say something. Where did you go, Simon?
Something doesn't feel right.
Now that's kind of like Alien right there. I know I'm making all these comparisons. I really just want an Alien Isolation too.
Zoe? I'm sorry, Zoe?
What are you doing here?
Loud hill.
What the hell is that?
There's more of them.
I'm so sorry.
Silent Hill Townfall? Okay.
The target is the front gate of the capital of our homeland. The
Man,
Federation
these
of
trailers are
Central
going by so
Asia.
quickly. That was
We will
alright.
storm from the
trailer
sea
at
and
the
take the
least.
capital back from our enemy.
So you're the next one? The
Oh,
one
is this
whose
Ace
rear we'll
Combat?
have to cover?
The people left behind back on the continent need something to hold on to. Some sort of symbol that inspires hope.
We will be in visual range of the land battleship soon.
I like the helmets.
That's giant!
Enemy artillery intensifying. Damn it. Where's Wings when you actually need him? All units return to base.
Where are you going, Copter?
Cover Tasha, Rex.
That's where the Wings of Thief comes in. The legendary savior. Dee Dee wants the legendary savior to get as much publicity as possible. The more exposure, the better.
Cannons firing. We're gonna be wiped out.
All aircraft, pull out.
I enjoy myself a little Ace Combat every now and then.
Above you flies the Wings of Thieves. No harm will come to you. Hands to the sky, everyone. Hope is within reach.
The Terminus fingers.
What, the imposter? Sharing information isn't always about telling people the truth.
Hope's all we can offer, right, Joker One?
It's an ambush. Shadows.
Just as planned. We dangled the bait and Wings took it.
We'll find out soon enough.
Would you please?
Oops.
Green fight! Defensive maneuver!
We've got a leak.
Is it time to run, Ray?
Hang on. Joker One, down's an enemy.
You never ran away, did you?
Here we go, Rex.
Come on, Ray.
Let's go, Rex.
These skies belong to you, Rex. Go take what's yours.
Ace Combat 8. Who would have thought?
皆さんこんにちは。
Nice.
エースコマットシリーズブランドディレクターの河野です。お待たせいたしました。エースコンバット8ウィングスオブシーブの発売日は
If you break the barrier.
2026年10月2日、アーリーアクセスは9月29日になります。今回の映像では皆さんがエースコンバット8で直面する出来事を一つ一つのカットに意味を持たせて約2分にギュッと詰め込んでいます。自由自在に空を飛びドッグファイトの興奮を味わいながらドラマティックな英雄体験ができる。他にはないエースコンバットだけの空はもうすぐそこに広がっています。加えてもう一つお伝えしたいことがあります。こちらの映像をご覧ください。
Did you know there are 3 kinds of aces?
Oh, hell yeah.
今回エースコンバット8ウィングスオブシーブにはダウンロード版はプレイオーダー特典として、
Oh, as a
パッケー
pre-order
ジ版には
bonus.
早期購入特典としてエースコンバット0ザ・ベルカンウォーの移植版がつくことにな
Okay,
り
you
ま
don't
し
have to hold your pre-orders for this
た。
one,
ぜひ
guys.
8と世界を同じくするストレンジリアルの世界をもっと深く楽しんでください。お知らせした通り発売まではあと少しです。出撃の準備を整えてお待ちください。ありがとうございました。
That's cool. All the Ace Combat games are very they share the same universe, but they're their own separate stories. I believe. Is this Need for Speed? Burnout, maybe? Oh shit, the Knight Rider. What is happening? Okay, this has to be Need for Speed, right? Or something with cars? Stuntman ignition?
Great take. I think we got it. Yep, roll playback.
Holy crap, Stuntman Hollywood. What a fucking throwback, are you shitting me? I don't know if anyone in this generation is gonna know what Stuntman Ignition is.
There's a wounded man. Nasty injuries. It's like a beast tore him apart.
A beast? Out here? Are you drunk or something? Do him up and show him out. But he's still weak, so be careful.
What's going on?
What a kick. What the fuck?
Save your ammo.
Ew, I forgot about that.
Die, bastard. And you're tough. Surprisingly lively for someone who just came out of a coma.
If you want to survive, you gotta hustle.
You fell from the moon.
I will help you, but you must not go there.
I'll take my chances. Turns out I'm a lucky man.
Holy shit.
You'll find nothing there. But death.
Well, good luck. Keep quiet in there.
Chat, y'all are saying W's for this? What happened to Sonic? That was alright, that was pretty good. Very gruesome, I must say.
Something is coming. I have to go. It felt like an earthquake.
Oh, what's happening now?
But it was just a paperclip. Falling off a desk. The tiniest tremor before the main event.
Jesse.
I know what they put you through. You never had a chance.
Two days before the lockdown fell, an uncategorized resonance appeared in Manhattan.
Oh, this looks
As
like
things
Control.
stand right now, Dylan, you're our
Exactly
only
what
shot
chat's
at
saying, yeah.
survival.
That's... I wonder. That's a lot of arms, bro.
FBC. You're not even fucking human.
The FBC locked me in that cell for years and forgot about me.
The hiss. It was a way out.
People can change. The past doesn't matter.
Nice. It is
Who
control.
are you today?
We're gonna have a lot of fun together.
Was that the science experiment video? We're getting promotional material for Marathon? For real?
Darkness. For those without eyes to see. The canvas, blank and vast. Secrets buried in shallow graves.
Alright, not gonna lie. I enjoyed the story of Marathon, but that's kind of the only reason why I played the playtest or the alpha. I'm actually very dog shit at extraction shooters, but since I grew up with Bungie games, I was okay at this. I could at least hold my own. But yeah, I was in it for the story. I don't really know how much I would actually play it. I'm assuming this is a new map.
Do you crave endless life?
New zone, new shell, 2 new weapons, mode, new mods, cores, Nightfall. Yeah, a whole new game mode. And it's already out.
The dangerous and cutthroat world of Marathon expands today with its second season, Nightfall. And if you haven't checked out Marathon yet, Bungie announced an open trial period for the launch of Season 2.
Oh, again.
You'll also be able to pick up Marathon at a discount.
Another open trial. I guess you guys can verify
Now,
for yourselves.
let's take a look at what's coming soon to PlayStation Plus. Up first, a beloved fantasy world is finally coming to PlayStation for the first time. RuneScape Dragon Wilds is an open-world survival game where you rise from survivor to dragon slayer. Play solo or with friends as you explore Ashenfall, a beautiful, dangerous new frontier in the RuneScape universe, where power is earned and every action deepens your mastery.
Is it RuneScape an OG game?
With magic at your
That's
command,
cool. I appreciate
cross
that.
deadly terrain, mass forage in seconds, uncover hidden paths, and outmatch brutal monsters. Craft stronger gear, master magic, melee, and ranged combat, and push deeper into uncharted regions of Gielinor. Build a home together, farm the land, and fish the waters. Make it yours. RuneScape Dragon Wilds arrives day 1 on PlayStation Plus later this year.
Nice.
Next up, here's a preview of games coming to the Classics catalog over the next few months. In June, battle colorful enemies with musical instruments in Guitaru Man, one of the most stylish rhythm games from the PS2 era.
Guitaru Man? Guitaru, excuse me.
In July, PsyOps The Mindgate Conspiracy joins the Classics catalog. This PS2 action-adventure mixes run-and-gun gameplay with psychic powers. And finally, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, a Capcom classic from 2006, launches later this year in August.
Oh, hold up. Onimusha? There's no way that's a... Is that the same Onimusha from previously? Maybe they just share the same title.
Akashima Island, haunted by dark stories. Our goal, confront the evil, corrupting paradise.
Ugh.
This is Dead True International.
Thanks. Come on, let's get a photo together.
Is this one of those horror games? Like Until Dawn? Or The Core?
A for effort, dude.
Who's the buff idiot?
Does no one know this guy?
This is how villains are made.
Oh, you two haven't met yet, right?
Sebastian, I'll be looking out for you.
Roland, whenever you're ready.
This facility has been shut down for decades.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Uninvestigated, untold, until now.
This is how villains are made.
Did you hear that?
Nate, are you out there? We gotta go.
What the fuck?
I have a bad feeling.
Let's get rid of it.
Grip it tight.
No! He's coming! Through there!
Take a deep breath. Fuck! Which way? Steady the mind.
We're gonna have to jump!
There's rocks down there!
Why can't you just both jump together? There you go. Maybe that's why. There's always a consequence. No fucking way. Are you shitting me? Maybe that's why.
Hi, I'm Stu Tilley, Creative Director at Firesprite Games, and I hope you enjoyed the first look at our brand new installment
Okay,
of
I'll let it
Until Dawn.
slide.
In Until Dawn 2, a successful crew of ghost hunters who fake all their best content come face to face with real horrors for the very first time.
I'll let it slide this time.
Having just signed a deal with a major TV network, they visit an abandoned tropical island. But beneath that beautiful surface hides dreadful, heartbreaking secrets, centuries old and hungry for vengeance.
That dude landed on
We're
a
looking
fucking
forward to
rock.
sharing more details about this very soon, ahead of release in 2027. Thank you.
Wow, dude.
Now we have one more game to show, and it is something special. This is a brand new title debuting with more than 20 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay. So turn up the volume, sit back, and enjoy.
20 minutes, huh? What could we have possibly left out for this grand finale? GTA 6? Possibly. Oh, okay, I don't think it's a GTA 6. People were saying God of War. They were speculating that when I was doing some research.
Find your way home. You are free.
Nice. Oh, yup. That's cool. Oh, really? Wow. Wow. That's, Miss Deborah. Are you playing as Freya?
Where am I?
Dude, they really got the facial motion capture down. That's wild. Yes, chat, I think this is a certifiable W. Anything God of War is pretty good.
You know where I am?
I don't think we're gonna get GTA content for a while. But that's okay.
Okay. Burned clothes. The pyre. It happened. They're starting on the path. It's just... I didn't get to say goodbye.
So is this taking place? Oh man, my God of War knowledge is lacking right now.
This definitely isn't the light of Alfheim. Mask. How?
What's up, man? Oh wow, it's not that is a plan. Well, that's cool. We're playing as Kratos' wife.
Oh, come on.
Jesus.
Shouldn't have been that difficult.
Yeah. Armor. Good idea.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh my God of War lore. Because I
No.
cannot remember when this takes
How
place.
about a way out?
Wow, she's so cool. She got armor. Nice slide.
Guess I'll find my own way from here.
That mask. No, it can't be. It's not possible.
That's strong. What the fuck?
If there's another mask, their path isn't safe. I have to find a way back.
What is beyond the crevice? Oh. Okay. Well, that didn't work. She punches like Kratos. That's crazy.
Lock the gates. The gateway is closed.
Okay, where the fuck are we? Oh man, poor guy.
That creature.
What in mythology's name is happening?
Let him go!
There you go. That'll work. Or not. I guess you really can't take any chances with Kratos' wife. That is a crazy design, both of them. Ow.
Another mask.
This is important to you. I wonder, do you think this could set you free?
You touch me again, and I swear, I will kill you.
Would you like to see how hard it is to die here, Godly?
They can speak.
I can show you.
You can't keep me here.
The gateway is closed. There is no escape.
Dude, they're really tall for no.
Resisting the truth will only make this more painful.
That was a bit too close, ma'am.
Segment.
No, Betsy. I will handle that problem. You deal with our new pet.
What the fuck? That shit is a lot bigger than I thought. We're in Egypt. Oh no, here we go again.
Okay. I think they're gone.
Just be careful.
What?
Fresh air. Oh, you're different.
You're a cube. Talking. You know what? It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, we've tried. There's no way out.
Yeah, I'm so lacking on my
I'm not the sword.
on my God of War
I'm
lore.
the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
Ruin Frank?
I'm Faye. There has to be a way out of here.
A way out? But you're not even all here.
Of course I'm not here. I'm dead.
You have to be dead to come through the gateway.
It's like you're holding something back.
This isn't working.
So, Faye got...
Where are we anyway?
I mean, they're all dead.
Afterlife of the gods?
Yeah, they're in the afterlife.
I call it the everyone.
Afterlife of the gods. Great.
So, what's the plan, boss?
Not your boss, Frank. That cask. That's why you're trapped.
Yeah. Wait, you made that big explosion happen, right? Could you do that again?
My magic's wrong here. I feel wrong here.
You want out, right?
I think we all want that.
We definitely do.
Faye, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead.
How? How do I accept that?
Simple. Focus. You're here. Be here.
What does that mean?
But what if I need to be somewhere else?
Then focus on what you do need.
Find your way home.
Hey, that's it. What were you thinking of?
A promise.
Okay, we'll take it. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Here. Ready?
I like the music.
Wait, not a good idea. Bad idea.
Too late. Damn, that fucking yeeted her.
Kratos. Kratos.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. You say, get up. Get up, my wife.
Rue? I think you should give her the sword.
How do I know I can trust her?
I'll give it back. I promise.
Okay. Take it.
This is where the gameplay starts. She punched the soul out of him.
Lady, you need to get out of here.
Not until I get you out.
I don't need help. Here we go, coming up behind.
The cube. Jesus. Okay, she's kind of killing it. You know, in a world where we have Kratos, Atreus, Faye, having a cube named Frank, it seems a bit off-putting.
No, I got a promise to keep.
Fine, but lady, that sword, it's more than you think it is.
God damn it, here we go again.
I already told you. I will kill you.
Don't make promises you can't keep, got them.
Jesus.
Try again!
Faye, focus!
Prayer! I will wrench you thread by thread! You don't know what you wield.
What is it?
She's just blocking with her arm. It's the same combat as God of War. Just a different style.
Why? I fear nothing!
Watch the command grab.
Just give up!
I don't give up.
Damn. WQ? Did he do anything during this fight? Oh my god, the body slammed into the mountain. That's crazy. Laufey. She's got a damn cube with her. Very cool. And no GTA 6. Sorry, chat. Cool. I enjoyed that.
PlayStation.
Favorite game of the show? Huh. There's only 4 choices here.
We have an interview with some of the developers at
hang
Sony
on.
Santa Monica, digging into that rather beefy chunk of gameplay we just got.
It looks like the first like 20 minutes of the game, which I was not expecting. I was half expecting him to say it's available right now, but it looks like it's in development. And if I may, I actually have the official PlayStation Store description of the game.
Let her rip.
Experience the next chapter of the legendary God of War franchise for both new and returning fans alike. Death was supposed to be the end, but for Lei Fei, warrior and wife to Kratos, a new adventure is just beginning. Awakening unexpectedly in a strange land after her death, Faye discovers the plans she put in place to protect Kratos and Atreus in her absence are now at risk. To save the one she loves, Faye must fight through the afterlife of the gods, the Everywhen, where ruthless gods from across mythology vie for power in a land overflowing with dangerous magic. Harness Faye's speed, control, and relentlessness to overwhelm even the fiercest of foes with decisive, deadly precision. God of War Lei Fei is coming soon to PlayStation 5 consoles.
Okay.
Across mythology, so not everyone was always speculating that we would go from one mythology to another, but as we see here, please forgive me if I get this wrong, but it seems like we have different cultures all at play, and that description basically confirms it. We see this demonic fire-like god who looked very like Khmerian / like Thai or Cambodian, some sort of like entity or god, and then
Egyptian,
like an Egyptian-looking god. I'm just unfamiliar with all these, and again, all these creatures that we're seeing just look completely removed from Valhalla and everything we've seen in God of War Ragnarok or 2018. So just really interesting move, and this looks great. It looks beautiful.
I did not know that I needed to know that I wanted to know more about
this
Faye,
is a realm where all of these different
and this 20-minute chunk sold me on why I want to play as her, though, which has me more interested now in learning about what her journey is going to be and more about her backstory, which is we're gonna definitely get more of that. Like I can't see a world where we don't get more of the backstory for Faye with this and learn more about her time with Kratos before her passing and moving to this new plane. The action looks fantastic. I'm very excited for the combo potential in this game.
She can jump.
She can jump.
She can double jump.
You've got double jumps. Looks like right off the bat. So plenty of combo potential. We were all talking about wanting a Devil May Cry in the in the pre-show. We're getting a kind of a Devil May Cry adjacent thing since Capcom didn't show that today. I'm very excited for this now. This was, like I said at the start, I did not know I wanted to play more as Faye or learn more about Faye, but now I don't see a world where I don't just like absorb everything in her story.
This is phenomenal looking. Like this is just technically, visually incredible.
Nice showcase
looking,
of all of the
it's very cool to see
that the God of War
what Sony
franchise
Santa
has
Monica
made.
can do when they're working with current
PlayStation 5 only.
properly using new hardware. What I love the most about it is I was skeptical hearing the rumors about like mixing and matching mythologies and pantheons, but I feel like throwing them in this kind of
realm of the dead for the gods.
Yeah, this kind of limbo, whatever it is.
Exactly, it has to be some sort
works
of
for
limbo
me,
area.
And I love that it
like
is
a graveyard of.
It looks so grounded, but so
potential,
completely fantastic and over the top, just completely absurd. Like I feel like
we got some audio playing right now.
Oh, my bad. I thought that was me.
Anyway,
bear with us, guys. We're working through it right now.
Got some audio issues here.
But yeah, this looks fantastic. I think you're right. This everywhere playing kind of solves this issue, and I think it evolves the franchise in a really smart way to where everybody's like, oh, are we going to go to Egypt next, or are we going to go to China or Japan?
No. I mean, you could.
Like,
We're not going to, but this
we see how
explains
long
why
game
we
development is now, and we know how hungry Sony Santa Monica knows how hungry people are to play more God of War games and see more of these mythos in action. And I think this is a perfect kind of solution of let's get a little bit of a taste of everything. I think we'll probably see around 5 to 6 different realms is my prediction.
I don't even know if it's going to be as conventional as realms. Like I feel like the way that Norse mythology is structured, that totally works in the context of Ragnarok and the first game.
So I mean, like not realms and like locations, but I mean like different mythos. Different cultures.
I mean, I love the fact that it is like originally God of War. It is rooted more squarely, more kind of rigidly in mythology when you're adapting an existing mythos. But in this case, the fact that it is this kind of like garbage dump of different deities and whatever, and it's clearly like people who are kind of misbehaving. It's like that. This doesn't look like the good place. This is it's a little bit rough. But you've also got. Again, they're veering from, I feel like, this kind of fantastical reinterpretation of mythology into just straight fantasy.
Yeah.
And, there's an argument to be made that that's always been the case. But the fact that there's a gelatinous cube seems to really just kind of put that right, front and center.
Frank.
This is a D&D enemy. This is not a...
Because I was like, is there any, like... Does any culture have a gelatinous cube? And I was like, I don't think so.
I don't think there is, to my knowledge. Prove us wrong, internet. Please tell us.
And from what I'm seeing, so I might have missed the names, but from our producer is saying that
this is
the
not
Egyptian
Bloodborne 2.
looking god was Sekhmet,
God
and the
of
red
War.
guy is the Mongolian
Life
god
edition.
of War, Bekse or Bekshi. And one thing I've always loved about God of War and the 2018 reboot or not reboot, but sequel is you see the different iterations of the same god in different cultures. So like, in Ragnarok, we got to meet the Norse god of war while playing as the original Greek god of war who killed the previous Greek god of war. And now we're going to fight a Mongolian god of war, which kind of rules. And I love seeing that like adaptation and how different cultures have different perspectives on how they portray these different things, which is why it's so exciting to see it in a fantasy setting.
Yeah, and again, to the weird juxtaposition of incredibly realistic visuals with also incredibly fantastic unrealistic visuals, like the fact that you've got, again, not a talking sword, but a sword with talking ribbons on it, and a talking cube, and you're fighting a 12-foot tall war god and doing double jumps. There are things that
and you have Karen Page,
we should not be like, well, this isn't very realistic. No kidding, it's about mythology. Like have you read any mythology? It's completely bonkers. And I love that they're managing to juggle that sense of groundedness, but also double jumps and gelatinous cubes. Like it's a really, really hard balancing act to strike, and I don't know, it's working for me here.
I might not remember it from Ragnarok, but I cannot wait for this game to show us how Faye and Kratos met, because what a meet cute that must have been.
I'm sure there was some fists thrown. I love that the cube's name is just Frank, And we've got, played by Deborah Ann Woll, who also played Karen in Punisher, who was in Daredevil and Punisher, and Frank.
Hangs out with a lot of Franks, yeah.
There's a lot of Franks. So I'm wondering, I can't wait for the internet to do some cuts of these conversations together.
Oh, man.
Also, just her, acrobaticness, her different, style of combat. You can very much see the DNA of God of War 2018 in this game. But I just love how much, more acrobatic she is compared to Kratos, and that's the thing I was worried about, is that it would feel too similar to what we've seen from God of War before. And I can tell this is in that realm. I understand how this plays, but that freeformness to how she moves, also her co-op partner here is a gelatinous cube that she can bounce enemies off of.
There's got to be some point where Kratos hops in.
I'm really looking forward to some puzzles, some interesting platforming choices, because you've got talking ribbons that can go and grapple things, and a gelatinous cube you can bounce on, and also you can double jump. I feel like that opens up a huge breadth of possibilities in terms of just getting around this world once you get past this burning hellhole here. But I really hope they don't just tell me the puzzle solutions. I hope that they took the feedback there, and that these weird talking objects don't just blurt out the answers left and right like Atreus did.
I love the knocking the spirits out of the soul out of enemies and using that to combo into them before it explodes. That's so cool. There's a lot of questions we're gonna have over the next year, I'd say, at least, of development as they start to drip feed more information. What did they mean by that sword is more than you think it is?
Well, I remember when they were talking about God of War 2018, just talking about how much work went into getting that axe to feel right, and getting that recoil or whatever, recalling it, and they clearly watched the Thor movies a bit and took some notes about how that works. And I love that the knocking the soul out of the body is a full on. That's like a Doctor Strange move right there. It's cool.
And is it coming next year? You think? You think it's a 2027 release?
I hope so. I think we've got a pretty good idea of what 2026 is going to look like now after this state of play with so many games, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a moment. But 2027 is still pretty open for a lot of stuff.
It gives me pause because it just says in development. I was like, you showed me the first 20 minutes of the game. Give it to me now, please.
They got to make the next 18 hours. There's a lot more there. But no, it clearly is really far along. We were talking about, you were like, maybe it's really far along. Maybe it's going to come out this fall. And look at how long the tail on Wolverine was from that initial CG reveal to finally seeing proper gameplay in action. We're going to talk about Wolverine in a second, but I feel like this is. I think they're being cautious and not saying
Captain America
a year quite yet, because things get. It's tricky to make a game that looks like this, or any game really, but especially a game like this. This is gorgeous, and yeah, I'm hoping we're playing this next fall, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got to wait a little bit longer. But it is clearly a video game. This at no point am I like, I don't know, it kind of looks like CG. It's
it's got no
bullshit.
Fight mechanics,
exactly.
Boss mechanics.
I mean, that guy's kind of bull-like, but
he's got a lot of bold to
This is exciting. I thought I was done with the God of War saga. Just all right, I think I'm ready to move on into let Sony Santa Monica do something different. But this very clearly is something different, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, like I said, they picked the right avenue to go for evolving this franchise.
And anybody who's not feeling this in particular, bear in mind there is also a trilogy of God of War remakes in development, as well as an Amazon Prime show. So
if you want
take that
for
what it's
plenty of Kratos to come.
Yeah, and then I kind of hope we get some more little Sons of Sparta style things in the middle there. We've been talking a lot about that, about how Sony's got a bunch of legacy IP. It's cool to get these big, huge quadruple A flagship releases, but it's kind of nice to also get stuff in between, little things to be like, hey, yeah, we know the lights are still on, so
something to tide you over.
Yeah.
Kratos has a son.
Look at how
this
shiny
is his
that
wife.
is. That's so.
That explains that.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. And again, if this grabbed you, be sure to stick around to the end of this live show because we have an interview queued up. Check out. So. IGN Summer of Gaming is only just getting started. Be sure to join us this Friday for Summer Games Fest, plus pre- and post-show coverage. And then this weekend, it's going to be IGN Live, our very own 2-day in-person event. If you can make it to downtown LA, we would love it if you come and join us. You can grab a ticket at ign.com/live. And if you can't be here in person, rest assured we're going to be streaming the whole thing. We need to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to talk about Wolverine. Yeah, bub.
Very cool.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Amazon Luna. Here to play.
Yeah, I Do
you want to be the very best like
Pokemon.
no one ever was? Streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon, filtering by type, stats, or game availability.
Is this exactly what I
Then
need?
use the full team builder to assemble an unbeatable lineup. Plan out the optimal set of moves, items, and abilities.
Holy
Plan your
shit.
dream team today at planetpokemon.com.
Catch up on all your favorite shows with up-to-the-minute gaming and entertainment news with Geek Media Podcasts.
Welcome to a very special episode of IGN Game Scoop.
Man, that is a lot to unpack
all
right
things
now.
gaming
Oh, I'm
and the
sorry,
latest game releases.
I'm not the
Tune
best
into
with
Podcast Beyond for
talking
the
right
biggest
after
PlayStation news.
the
Man,
media
this is a cool
has
looking show.
just
Everything
released.
Xbox on
I
Podcast
sort of
Unlocked.
digest all of that.
The voice of Master
Oh, hell yeah.
Catch up with your Super Nintendos
Except
on
Steve
Nintendo
Downs.
Voice Chat.
Steve Downs is always a win.
Love what we love. And get all the latest console news and rumors with next-gen console watch.
Yeah, no, that was a
Xbox
lot of
officials
games
are
right
even
there,
saying that a mid-gen
obviously.
refresh isn't even
Who would
necessary.
have thought a lot of
The
games
Cinefix Top
being
100 podcast
revealed
picks a
at a
movie
Games
every
Fest?
week to celebrate and
But
debate.
It's kind of every movie's grandpa.
Geek Media Podcast.
Some of these
The
games
best
have been
podcast
released or
from around
been
the
teased
world.
like 5 years ago.
IGN
and we're
Playlist is the
finally
best
getting,
way to
like,
track your
built.
game collection.
I haven't
Now
heard
you
shit
can
about
even
that
import
game.
your entire Steam library to Playlist,
And now we have an
making it
entire
easier than ever to
trailer.
review games, show off your collection of the world, and finally chip
just
away
saw-
at that
hang on.
massive backlog.
Here, let's just let them go ahead and do the trailers. But I just caught wind of Silent Hill F, seeing how it got amazing 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. There's Elden Ring right there. I still need to play that game. Oh my god, there are so many games that I need to play. But anyway, as I was saying, some of these games have been in development for over 5 years, dude. And it's great to finally see them come to fruition. As I said, we still haven't heard anything about the Captain America game. Hang on, they're back.
Big reveals from Sony's latest State of Play. And remember, if something you were hoping to see didn't make an appearance, there is still a chance it's going to pop up during Summer Game Fest. So be sure to tune into that this Friday, June 5th, live on IGN. The pre-show kicks off at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. But now we need to talk about Wolverine, because I always want to talk about Wolverine.
Yes.
But I have a really good excuse to talk about Wolverine today, and that's that we got a huge big chunk of gameplay. What do we think?
I'm glad they're showing the
Looks
mutants.
bloody as hell. It
Yeah.
looks
Yes,
great.
as gory
This is
as
a
I hoped
mutant
we'd
sided
get.
story, as is
Oh
any
my
X-Men
goodness,
story.
this
I'm down
this
for
was
that.
a good gameplay demo. This was such a good little teaser of the things we get to expect. We got to see some finishers, we got to see some abilities, we saw his rage, we saw the healing, we saw the death
Yeah, the fail
conditions,
state.
the fail
slash-
state.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw so much in this trailer. I'm very sold and ready for it. I mean, we were already sold beforehand, but this
This
put
kinda
the
seals
final
the
nail in
deal.
coffin for making sure I'm there day one for this one.
I mean, I think one thing that always strikes me about the Insomniac Marvel games, now that we can say this plural, is how they kind of effortlessly show off their cameos in a way that doesn't feel like, look we got another person in here. It feels very natural. It feels like, yeah, this is just the world that they live in. And in this issue, Wolverine stumbles into an encounter, and Jean Grey happens to be there.
Yeah.
And I
Insomniac
really
really
appreciate
understands
that
their heroes.
effortlessness, but also it just looks fun as hell to play Wolverine and throw people through objects. Everything destroys itself very nicely. I love right here, you see some of the blood kind of pool into the water and start to
Let me rephrase
trail a
that.
little bit.
Now, don't get too excited, because we know
Insomniac
the
really
pre-release
understands
footage
their
of puddles and
protagonists.
Insomniac.
I know Miles Morales had a rough
be a whole
start.
other puddle
It's
game all over again.
Bloodgate's back, baby.
We got to look at there's Leech. Yeah. And there's a
Leech.
couple,
Oh,
I think,
wait. So
was that
who's
maybe
Toad?
Callisto in the back of the truck?
I wouldn't be surprised.
looks a bit
Callisto's
more
known for
frog-like,
protecting
actually.
the mutants,
Yeah.
especially the ones that the Morlocks.
And Leech speaks
I
in
dig it
third
because
person.
they said that
makes more
this is
sense.
a version of this universe where mutants are out there, but they're also in hiding, which is a nice way of kind of hand-waving the fact that there's not a bunch of mutants hanging around in Spider-Man. Assuming these are, I think they're in the same universe, but I feel like they're not overemphasizing that, which is
right.
healthy.
If
and
they
good.
do cross over, that would be a lot of graphics, a lot of blood in the Spider-Man DLC. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Live stream is... Oh, no. It would be cool to see Spider-Man and Wolverine share a universe and all the Marvel heroes in the Insomniac games, but again, how would you balance that out? If you have Spider-Man already sharing a game universe with Miles Morales, then you might have to throw... You don't have to, but it would only make sense if Miles and Peter were working together now in the third game, and then DLC would happen.
I mean, Wolverine's probably not going to New York or whatever, but like, it reminds me a lot of at least that opening shot where we see him on top of a warehouse overlooking and kind of like planning out the attack route. It reminded me a lot of The Last of Us Part 2 in terms of how The Last of Us handled it, like planning out the attack route.
And there's
reminded
already
me
a lot of
The Last of Us Part 2 in terms of how The Last of Us handled its like improvisational combat, where it's like, you know, you go in, I'm going to try and be stealthy. And then when things inevitably go awry, you go, all right, guns blazing. And I really think that's a smart approach because, you know, when I think of Wolverine, I do think of like a predator who is on the prowl trying to just, you know, murder quickly and efficiently. And, you know, inevitably things are going to go wrong. And that's when he starts pushing people through forklifts and stuff like that.
I like that we were watching that and you were like, oh, he's going to do the Spider-Man thing. He's going to swing under the legs and he just kills him with a forklift. So it's a nice
forklift.
It's a nice zag.
Good environmental skill there. I'm into that. And here we're getting a look at what I'm guessing is the Berserker Rage. There's a very, very limited UI in this game, which I'm very into. We did get kind of a look at the different abilities down there. I'm interested to see how they come to play. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see just how many of those skills kind of play out throughout the game, how much like customization or like upgrades you get for those, how they handle those, how they dole those out. Like, are we getting experience points on popping enemies like Spider-Man, or are, you know, is it kind of like just as time goes by you add more things, which is kind of weird.
Unlockables, upgrades.
Yeah, I love the team ups that we got. We got to see a lot of little combo attacks with Jean Grey. Obviously, they said there's going to be other Marvel friends that are going to be showing up. So who knows what that's going to look like? Maybe we'll see a little Cyclops action. I doubt we'll see like a Hulk for a fastball special though.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm interested in because we're so used to certain things being taken for granted in the Marvel universe, but Insomniac demonstrated pretty readily in Spider-Man 2 especially that like what you take for granted is not necessarily true. Like we're like, oh yeah, Venom, it's Eddie Brock, right? And it's like, no, I don't know. You know?
There's always an interesting twist.
Yeah, there's the bit where this, you know, Leech goes, are you a superhero? And he goes, nah, Bub, I'm Wolverine or whatever. And it's like, is he an X-Man at this point? Like, is that like we're taking that for granted? But like, is this his early days? And again, have they completely shuffled the timeline around? They've got carte blanche to do that. They are able to, you know,
this could
take some liberties and do some interesting stuff. And it's you know, Wolverine's been reinterpreted plenty of times over already, so it's I'm excited about that.
He doesn't have his
Jean Grey
yellow
shows
and
up.
brown
The
suit,
obvious
though.
question is where's Cyclops?
He does have yellow and blue, so
maybe care of the kids.
Maybe he's not in the picture yet. I don't know.
And it seems like they have a history already because he's already calling her Red, right?
We get the Final Destination, the Final Destination kill, which is, you know, something that's traumatized everybody who watched that movie.
Insane.
You know, that is as good a segue as anything. Wolverine looks sick. I'm excited to talk more about it for the rest of the year. But I also want to talk about one of the other big surprises, which was Until Dawn 2, which was very Final Destination coded.
Again, we'll let that game
I wasn't
have
expecting
a slide.
this.
Me neither. Is doing this one, which is it's a change from the previous developers.
So
Why does Faye
historically,
look like
Until
old
Dawn
girl
was
off
under
Daredevil?
Supermassive,
Gee,
who's
I
since kind of
wonder.
spun off and done the Dark Pictures
Maybe because
anthology,
it's
which is very much
actually
an
the
Until
same
Dawn
girl
like.
from Daredevil?
This is a studio that Sony acquired, I think, in 2021, who's mostly done support stuff. They worked on The Playroom, they worked on Horizon Call of the Mountain, but as far as having any like really big recognizable names under their belt,
Until
not so
Dawn
much.
2.
But this definitely looks promising. It looks like you got some Far Cry 3 in my Until Dawn, and I'm super here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big
what
sucker
a
for found footage.
nice
It's one of my
surprise.
favorite like horror genres. Granted, this isn't 100%
It's
found
a
footage, but it's very much people
fun game
who
to
don't
see all
belong
the
in a place
reactions
doing,
to, you know?
let's see if there's ghosts here and something bad, you know. And that's like my favorite setup for a horror movie because it's like, oh, I can't wait to watch all these people get brutally murdered or
you're
survive.
waiting for people to
as
die.
the end of the trailer shows, they can either all live or they can all die. But one thing that's always fun in these, you know, Until Dawn games is seeing like the celebrity talent that's at play. And if my eyes are not mistaking me, it looks like we have the return of Peter Stormare, who is like our kind of overarching narrator, our director, if you will.
Oh,
it looks like we have the guy from Stranger Things, the lifeguard, if I'm not mistaken, from like season 2 or 3, and then Neil Newman, who is Asterion himself from Baldur's Gate 3. So pretty interesting cast, and it looks like a lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah, and do some rowdy teenager shenanigans on this island. Yeah, for the first I don't know, good chunk of this.
I feel like obviously
trailer.
Until Dawn pulled a lot from
it didn't
other
put
horror
the
shows,
supernatural or
really
the whatever the horror elements front and center, and I was like, is this some kind of like social? Data is like a really AAA dating game on an island. I don't know what's going on here. And then they started cutting people in half and stuff. I'm like, okay, that checks out. That makes sense.
What's that movie?
We got an Until Dawn movie. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll get a sequel.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Sony carting out an IP that people like.
It's a great time, and hopefully, one thing I'm curious about is whether
felt like it really.
I would assume that they have learned from the things that Supermassive has done since the original Until Dawn, because as each subsequent release has kind of, with the Dark Pictures anthology, they started to strip away a lot of the elements that didn't necessarily work in Until Dawn. I'm talking about don't move your DualSense controller, and then it's like you accidentally nudge it, and then one of the characters you've been trying to keep alive is just brutally murdered because you had to get up and because your microwave sounded off or something like that. Like getting rid of the things that are detrimental to it and giving you more ownership over telling the story you want to. And hopefully they add the co-op feature that was added in a lot of the subsequent games after the fact, where part of the fun is to just play these games with a friend and with a significant other and just enjoy a horror movie like experience together.
My biggest hang up with games like this is that they are too long, and I don't mean that they should have less content in them. I mean that
the pacing.
Sitting down with your friends to watch a bad horror movie, that's a thing that takes 3 hours tops.
Yep.
And that is the reason that you can rewatch an old movie a bunch of times. People replay games obviously all the time, and these games are meant to be replayed so you get different outcomes. But I would be so much more inclined to replay this over and over and see all the different outcomes if it was a 3-hour experience. And we've seen plenty of games that are 3-hour experiences that people are into that aren't necessarily all about branching paths and different outcomes. And yeah, I'm hoping that they do that this time around, but obviously, some people, if they roll credits after 3 hours, they're like, I want my money back.
Yeah, it's not enough game in my game for me.
Yeah.
Right. More of a.
You think there's going to be Wendigos on this island or what?
Well, it looks very like the villain that cut the person's bottom half off. Kind of looks like the Bloody Valentine miner guy,
Dawn, right?
But who knows? I just love that they have carte blanche to choose whatever horror entity they want, and they usually make pretty good decisions. So I'm excited to see what they've got.
Yeah, no, this was a fun surprise. I feel like we'd heard rumors of it maybe, and I didn't know what to think. And you think Until Dawn, and I feel like that movie left a bad taste where I'm gonna be like, it's another cabin in the woods kind of thing. But
game
this is
adaptations.
Cabin in the jungle, I guess.
Cool. Abandoned hotel on a tropical island.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
It's got that Far Cry 3 vibe to it.
I mean, also Neil Newbin's wearing the Far Cry 6 cult leader glasses, so I'm like, all right, this is all ringing true to me.
Yeah, no, this is going to be dope. I mean, this was a strong showing on Sony's first party lineup for sure. I mean, between God of War and Wolverine and Until Dawn, I'm
God of War, Wolverine.
Content with that. It seems like stuff is in the it's in the immediate future. It's not stuff we're going to have to wait another 4 years for.
Yep.
So
those are the
top promising.
I did poll the audience with 17,000 votes
cool,
for favorite game of the show between God of War, Marvel's Wolverine, Until Dawn, and then I put Tomb Raider as the fourth option, so like a safe one. God of War 51%, Marvel's Wolverine 32%, Until Dawn 10%. So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's there.
And I think the show is I think PlayStation is cognizant of that fact, and I think the show is designed with that kind of fan reception in mind, because everything about that poll rings true with how that state of play was laid out.
Yep.
Yeah, basically. All right, we need to take a quick break, but stick around because more of our Beyond State of Play post show is coming up right here on IGN Summer of Gaming.
Cool.
IGN
that makes
Summer of
perfect
Gaming
sense.
is presented by our official
as
retail partner,
many L's in the
Best
chat
Buy.
people were talking about for Kratos' wife, I'm pretty sure the vast majority are actually excited for it. At least in
IGN
this
Store
chat.
has
I'm not
everything
sure
you need to
what
level
everyone
up
else
your
is
life. Refresh your wardrobe with official gear you
Yeah,
won't
Kimura
find
was pretty cool.
anywhere else.
Bancho,
From Fallout,
Banto,
Expedition
the
33,
Black,
Romeo's a Dead Man,
Sushi
and
Chef.
more. Treat
That was pretty
yourself to
cool.
the coolest collectibles, like an adorable SKA plush,
I
your
enjoyed all the
very
indie
own
games out
Assassin's
there.
Creed Hidden Blade, and a fully functional
And then the
Pip-Boy
AAA
3000.
titles. They have
Or
something
kick
good going
back
for
and
them.
relax to your favorite video game soundtracks on vinyl. Whatever you need, IGN Store has you covered. Head to
What was the other one? What
store.ign.com
was the
and
other
start shopping today.
Souls-like
Can't
game?
find that final
Onimusha?
collectible you're missing? IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help.
One step at a time.
IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and best of all, free. IGN has the very best, most complete and accurate guides for Shadow of the Erdtree, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies, and so much more.
See? It's good.
Tested and verified for you by experts. Just search for IGN when you search for guides.
Do you want to be the very best like no one ever was? Streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon, filtering by type.
Of PlayStation releases. I'm excited to see what's going to happen further in the week. If we're getting God of War gameplay, what else was released for Xbox? We might get some Halo gameplay. You know, they literally just mentioned Steve Downs right here. Some Halo campaign remastered. I'm all for that. So I'm pretty excited for this week. Not gonna lie. It may not look like it, but I'm very excited.
Plan your dream team today at planetpokemon.com.
Welcome back. This is the Sony State of Play post show right here on IGN Summer of Gaming. In a little bit, we got an interview with some of the team at Sony Santa Monica to talk about God of War Laufey. Maybe we can ask them how we're supposed to say it, but there are a few other games we want to touch on before we get to that.
An interview, nice.
So September is going to be busy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bonkers.
That's a month that kept popping up, and the same dates, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so there are 3 games that are coming out in basically a 48-hour window, and that is Silent Hill Townfall, Control Resonant, and Onimusha Way of the Sword. They're both coming out. I think the first 2 are coming out on September 24th, and then Onimusha's out on the 25th, and I don't know if you preload it and open it at 9 p.m. on the West Coast, maybe on the 24th. It's a big day.
Those are all games that I want to play, Max.
Well, what you going to play first?
I mean, I don't know. So I was gonna say Onimusha Way of the Sword because I love me some Toshiro Mifune, but Control Resonant looks so good. And then
Remedy
Silent Hill Town. It depends. Maybe if I'm in a like spooky mood, then I'll go with Silent Hill.
I feel like the first Control was very underrated.
I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show. We thought we were gonna see Resident Evil, but I completely forgot about Onimusha Way of the Sword, which looks awesome. Here we're seeing a little bit of Silent Hill Townfall, which also looked incredible.
Is this
this is Control Resonant?
Doing great, but
it's a montage. You guys are confused.
Here's Onimusha. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. So let's talk Onimusha.
Yeah,
Jada, you got to play this, right?
I played this at Gamescom last year, and it is fantastic. The action is good. The parries feel so great. I parried an arrow from an archer into a guy running at me from behind, which was just like, that's what you want to do. This is like that movie scene where he's like, oh, you just parried this person, without any view on them. That's just aura farming. This game is excellent. The boss fight I got to play in the demo, there was like a little prompt to do a stronger slash, and I have a feeling depending on where you slash, it changes the fight a little bit. I don't know for certain because I only got to play the demo once, but he seemed to change his fighting style based on where I slashed.
Interesting.
Which is really cool. It screams these classic action games that we got from Capcom back in the PS2 era, and I'm so ready to revisit the Onimusha franchise because this is a franchise that's been kind of dormant for a while, and we've got this, and then Dawn of Dreams they said is coming to the PS Plus catalog later this year, which is great. There's just so many good things about this game.
So I think a lot of present day gamers or people who are just paying attention to what's front and center would be like, oh, this looks like a Souls-like, but this is not a Souls-like.
This is not a Souls-like.
What would you compare it to for anybody who's unfamiliar with it?
Oh, man, I'd say it's like a more I hate to say throw like Dynasty Warriors, but it's got like that kind of like faster action, but it's not button mashy. It's closer to like a Devil May Cry, but slower than
Gotcha.
It looks like you are kind of approaching this from a sort of like very methodical. You need to find your opportunity to attack, not necessarily parry an attack, but more so just find your time to strike. And a lot of the gameplay we've seen, Musashi Miyamoto is moving very deliberately, very slowly, and it feels like I'm actually playing like almost Ghost of Yote like to some extent.
Yeah, that's not a bad comparison. Ghost of Yote is it's definitely got some same vibes here.
More like channeling classic like samurai cinema.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
which is what this character is based off of.
I dig it because I feel like the original games they look across the board kind of video gamey, and people are going to take that out of context. But I mean, like there's a tendency with oftentimes video games to make everything look awesome and everything look stylized, and I like it so much better when it's a grounded world with stylized stuff in it. And this looks, and again, a lot of that is because graphics are really, really good these days. But it's kind of rad to see, like, okay, yeah, it looks like a straightforward samurai game until you're fighting this dude, until Ganon shows up.
Fighting these Oni.
Yeah, that's again, it's an interesting balance to be like, okay, this is a fun, over the top action game, but it's also presented realistically, and it's where do you want to stylize things? Where do you want to make things over the top? Where do you want to make things grounded, or where do you want to get weird? And yeah, I'm interested.
I like it to do both.
And if you want to do a little bit of homework for anyone who's watching, you should check out Samurai 1 and 2 Musashi Miyamoto, which is what this character is based off of, except there's no giant demons or supernatural entities.
You should also check out Ninja Scroll, because the part where the dude licks the woman and then starts fighting the guy is just lifted directly out of that.
Capcom knows what they're doing.
They definitely do.
So shifting gears to another thing that you wouldn't think would be a hack and slash, but the new Remedy game is very Devil May Cry flavored and Control resonant. What do we think?
It looks so sick. It looks so sick. And it does the thing that I really wanted to see in Control, the original Control, is what happens if something breaches the Federal Bureau of Control and gets out into the streets, and we get to play that in this sequel. And not only that, there's Remedy's zagging with us, and we are playing as a prisoner, like the person we are after throughout the entirety of Control. And I didn't think we'd actually see Jessie in a trailer, but it looks like we got a glimpse of her. But yeah, this looks like Devil May Cry by way of the FBC, which looks awesome.
It also gives me a little bit of like old school like Prototype vibes.
Yeah, I could see that. I think the New York landscape really sells that as well.
With Prototype.
And if you guys are interested, if you're watching this and you're like, I need more Control resonant, good news. If you come to IGN Live on Saturday, we're actually going to have them on our spotlight stage and in our panel room. So I'm very excited to host them. I think we're in for quite a treat if you show up.
Answering
to IGN
some
Live.
hard-hitting questions like, what's wrong with those buildings? And
why are they so scary?
Why is that happening?
Why is that happening?
Right there.
Will there be what is it? The objects of power?
Oh yeah.
Will those be back?
How many rooms are in the oldest house?
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I am interested in is how self-contained is this? Because a ton of people played Control, but they also had like FBC Firebreak, and they've also had the FBC stuff in Alan Wake 2, and it's the Remedy verse it's sometimes sort of a universe, but it's also so almost deliberately surreal at times that it doesn't necessarily need to have further context. Obviously, they have some lore, but yeah.
You'll take way more from this game, I would assume, if you've played the Remedyverse games, especially the original Control, which you should have won IGN's Game of the Year back in like 2019 or 2020, whenever that was.
Did it really?
I think it'll work standalone.
Damn,
otherwise,
this game
maybe you'll be just as confused as Dylan is.
Might actually be
just like,
good.
Where am I? What's going on?
Sometimes you want to
what am I doing?
Jump around and fight some stuff, and that's cool. But yeah, as for games where you are confused, Silent Hill Townfall looks grisly. Like that's we got a closer look at that. Again, that's also coming out on September 24th, just in time for you have a month to play it before Halloween or whatever. But
it'll be a good Halloween game, that's for sure.
Yeah, this one I'm into it. I really dig what Konami's doing with this franchise right now. I think it shows a tremendous amount of
I really need to play Silent Hill
trust to give different studios the keys to it. Like we just had Bloober Team did the remake, and then we've got Silent Hill F, and then this is
Annapurna, and
this is Screenburn.
Screenburn, right?
Yeah, and it clearly is Silent Hill, but it's also obviously it's got some of its own things going on. I love really brand new AAA video games showing us old technology. I don't know,
analog tech.
Why is that so appealing? Like, why is it so nice to see? It just looks cool.
It's high fidelity, and again, it has not failed the assignment in terms of making this a Silent Hill game. Like I let out a chuckle when I saw the email services called Red Square. Presumably that's how you save your game in Silent Hill Townfall, which I think is just super clever, and this is probably going to have a puzzle that's a little bit too difficult for me that I'm going to spend probably like an hour. What the weight goes on this side, but then the weight needs to balance it out on that. It's like there's always one puzzle that makes you feel at least a little bit like I should know how to do this a little better. But regardless, this looks very scary. Horror games always get me when you have to have no way of actually fighting back and you need to throw something to distract the enemy. That always terrifies me, so I can't wait to be scared.
Another horror game we got to look at was The Lost Wild, which I spent half that trailer going, oh, it's that Alien Isolation Jurassic Park game, which is in fact Jurassic Park Survival, which is an entirely different game. But this one is again, it looks like survival horror with dinosaurs. And yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
I think you said it best earlier. It's that everybody's making Dino Crisis but Capcom at this point.
Yep, pretty much.
This looks cool. I mean, I think dinosaurs are a little underutilized in games, as strange as that is to say, when you've got games like Ark and other things.
We saw dinosaurs in Tomb Raider, Jada.
We did see dinosaurs in Tomb Raider, but that's also a remake from the original back then.
That's fair.
So, I mean, I'm always happy to see some dinosaurs go raw.
Dinosaurs are intelligent
go
in
raw,
this game,
right? Like, we want to see dinosaurs in our games, and this looks like it's going to deliver on that. And
what I'm interested in this is that I love that it's different. It's like different dinosaurs, I'm guessing, per area. And I wonder if the Jurassic Park game is going to do the same thing. But look at this. You're like, suddenly it's like, oh, I got to deal with this dude.
They got feathers. The dinos got feathers.
As they should.
It's lore accurate.
Future is here. Yeah. But no, like the fact that you're like, okay, I just escaped the raptors. Oh, here's a giant bird. I got to deal with this guy.
Would you rather be trapped in Silent Hill or in a world surrounded by dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
No way.
Hands down.
I'd rather go through Silent Hill.
I think dinosaurs. It would be easy to get the sweet release of death in Silent Hill. Are you dead the whole time? I don't know.
You probably want to kill yourself.
I guess a pterodactyl is sort of a pyramid head if you think about it. It's got a very pointy head.
I think dinosaurs are just a little bit easier to predict. Maybe they're like you understand that they're creatures that hunt. They're prey. They're predators.
Well, speaking of predictable dinosaurs, Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis is a remake of a soon-to-be 30-year-old game, and I guess it is. No, it's 30 this year.
For the OGs.
30th anniversary. It looks great. I'm wondering how much this is going to feel like it's building on old architecture. Like obviously, like they've got new combat, new traversal. It is clearly not just a remaster. It's like a brand new game. But I don't know. I want to. Is it gonna feel like you're playing an old school game or what?
That's the thing that has me like not concerned, but I'm just curious about this remake of the original Tomb Raider, because in my opinion, I think that the original Tomb Raider on PlayStation 1 is kind of a masterwork of platforming. It's difficult.
Yes.
It is a thing that is you need to make very careful choices with how you platform in a way that I really appreciate. And this looks like it's 2013 Tomb Raidering itself a little bit, where it's streamlining some of the rough edges that might be off-putting for modern audiences.
I think that's it. You get the shots of her doing like matrix flips through a bunch of spears, and it's like that. When you look at old school Lara Croft, you're like, okay, that's a platformer video game. I get that. But the 2013 iteration of Lara just is so brutally grounded, where she's like killing deer with her bare hands and stuff. And trying to take a realistic person and have them doing flips like that is kind of there's a little bit of, mental gymnastics to go with those virtual gymnastics. But it looks sick. I'm into it.
I'm just happy that, I don't have tank controls to deal with it this time.
Exactly. There it is.
Well, this is also going to be a great testing ground to see, I'm curious to see the reception for this, because there is still that completely new Tomb Raider game that is in the works after this. I think it might have been Game Awards or Summer Games Fest last year. I forget when it happened, but they showcased there's 2 of these happening. This is just the first one.
Yeah, this got a nice little release date. One of the first games of next year. Real quick, with no follow-up question, what was your favorite game of the show?
Honestly, God of War. I feel so basic for saying it, but yeah, they knew what they were doing, bro. Saving that for our one more thing. That looks incredible. I can't wait to play it. I'll be there day one.
Yeah, Jada, what about you?
God of War is definitely my favorite game shown, but it wasn't my favorite trailer, and it's a weird thing to say. God of War is the thing I'm most hyped for.
It wasn't a trailer. It was like 20 minutes of uncut
Exactly. That's exactly. So the one that I think really caught me off guard was the Stuntman Hollywood.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say
trailer.
I know.
I was like, that was I think the best trailer for
Nick. You're like this is gonna be kind of basic. I'm like, you have not seen the beginning of Basic. They showed a bunch of cars I know from movies, and I started cheering. Like,
I mean, the original Stuntman is so good. Was that a PS2 Ignition. Launch window game?
The last one was on PS3, so it's been almost 20 years since we got a Stuntman.
I initially thought it was gonna be Split Second. I thought we were getting a return to Split Second, which was the same kind of style of things, but more race.
I'm so stoked for this because it's Saber Interactive, and if this is any of the people who've been working on their Roadcraft and SnowRunner, like incredibly physics-driven vehicle games. And if they're just making a little bit more video gamey, but also hinging on like realistic trucks crashing around, I'm so into that.
Which car are you most excited to drive as in it?
Probably the Miami Vice Ferrari.
Yeah,
that was. I thought it was a Miami Vice game at first. I got very excited about that, but like, yeah, you also got Kit. You got the DeLorean. You've got the
Mad Max car.
You've got the War Rig.
Like they can actually take inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, it's like Super Smash Brothers with cars, and then we realized it's actually a stuntman game, which is actually probably a better idea for a game. But yeah, I don't know. Again, this was one of those kind of games that came out of left field, and it very sort of CG heavy trailer initially, and then they showed us some gameplay towards the end there, and it's
that car that swiped under. What is that one? Did you recognize that one? Because it looks like Roadkill from like Twisted Metal.
I think that might be the Jason Statham Death Race car, but
it kind of looks like the Death Race car.
Yeah,
but Phantom Blade Zero we also got a glimpse of. But one thing that I really appreciate about a lot of developers nowadays is they're using a lot of PS2 games as reference. The director of Phantom Blade Zero says, I want my game to feel like a PlayStation 2 game. That was like in early reviews, and I'm like, you sold me on your game, sir. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Why is that such a, like, that is not just a high bar for games. That's also, like, that's what I said coming out of Predator Badlands. I was like, this felt like a PS2 game, and
it's a game feel thing.
Yeah,
I think it's just something where it's like, yes, it looks like photorealistic, beautiful, stunning, cutting-edge graphics, but there is something, video games are meant to, like, feel good to some extent. There needs to be some sort of, when I push button, I feel nice kind of reception. And I think that's what a lot of these games are bringing out. Even Stuntman Hollywood, like the objective-based car stunt game, please give me like 40 of those games. I would take those any day of the week.
I feel like that's what the PS2 was kind of best at doing, was just like creating these like pure game experiences. Like stories were told, and there were some good ones on the PS2, but what most people remember from the PlayStation 2 era is those action moments, the gameplay, just the ambience like of the world that you're exploring. Like, and I feel like PlayStation 2 like really just nailed that formula, and I think Sony's been kind of
like, okay, this is how you play a game. These are the controls to this.
I remember that is a funny thing to call out, but it's like I think so many really revolutionary games came out in that era, and a lot of them had really cool ideas that it's kind of cool to see them circle back and be like, let's try that again with modern tech and modern sensibilities. And
it was
I don't know, Stuntman. That wasn't on my bingo card, but I'll definitely take it. That about does it for us, but stick around because after the break, we are getting an exclusive closer look at God of War, Lao Fei, and some new details from the team at Sony Santa Monica. And of course, Summer of Gaming is only getting started this Friday. It is Summer Game Fest. We're going to have tons more surprises there. And then IGN Live is going on all weekend long with the Xbox Game Showcase on Sunday. But right now, God of War, take a look.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Fanta. Special Edition Fanta and Xbox 25 cans are available now only for a limited time.
The average Cinefix movie list features nearly 100 different films and approximately 25 minutes worth of wall-to-wall deep dive analysis. To simulate that pace for this 30-second ad, we're featuring 26 different films, and before you say it, no, that math does not check out. We're not math people, we're movie people. We can't even count down from 10 without ending up at, like, 96. Subscribe to IGN Movies and TV for more Cinefix movie lists. Bad at math, great at movies.
IGN Playlist is the best way to track your game collection. Now you can even import your entire...
Man, dude. Yeah, no Spider-Man 3, unfortunately. No GTA 6. No Half-Life 3. I apologize, chat. We're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer for those. But yeah, these were some cool games that were released, and I can thoroughly understand why God of War Lao Fei is the most hyped game now after that reveal. Just going off the top of my head, when the first God of War released, I know a lot of people were confused, but it was mostly like a positive outlook, a positive reaction, and then when we actually got gameplay, that shit was amazing. So I think it can only go up from here for God of War. I think this will be a good release. People are going to be slightly confused, just like when it was first being remade, and people were like, why does Kratos have a kid? But then it's going to make sense all the more in the future once we get more information. And we're literally about to get an interview right now, so this might clear the air and gain them even more traction. So Yeah, God of War, safe answer. Control Resident, I'm glad that game got a sequel. Silent Hill, I need to play those games. Here we go, let's see.
You know, we're getting to the point in the God of War franchise where we can start telling stories about more characters. And for us, Faye has always really been the starting point for Kratos and Atreus on their journey, and really getting to know her as a character, you know, fully as a three-dimensional human has been really important to us. And it started, I think, really in 2018. It just, who was this woman who was a match equal to Kratos?
And this world, as we continue to expand it and show more and more of what the universe of God of War is all about, these key pivotal characters play a role not only in what has happened, but what will happen. So
exactly,
really,
like, how did Kratos
for me,
have
a very important character.
Who was the wife?
Continue to explore.
We should know about her.
We've definitely learned the outlines of Faye from just everybody else's experiences and what they told us about her, but getting to really kind of dive in deep and kind of understand what drives her and what makes her unique and a warrior, and just somebody who really has a
is that Karen? Yes.
Place within the franchise as a whole. They have a different physique, I would say, than Kratos. She's not quite as solidly built brick wall as Kratos is, but she's every bit as much of a warrior. And so for her, leaning into that kind of agility, that flexibility, the speed, while still maintaining how deadly she is, I think for us that was really a key spot to kind of hone into. And just for us, you know, as developers, looking through all of the games we've made, the Greek saga, the Norse saga, and really kind of stay true to our combat roots. You know, this kind of quick, visceral combat, you know, the fluidity of the Greek saga, but kind of the up close and gritty personal of the Norse saga, and kind of marry those together in something that's really uniquely Faye.
It's good accents, right? You have Kratos is very deliberate, straightforward combat persona now, and this new feel from 2018 to now, and this kind of new, almost polar opposite end of still a very familiar combat experience that has the influence of the roots. So
you can see the inspiration.
This great new sort of addition.
Faye moves so differently.
Well, it's super important for us to really start on the same page as the players. And, you know, where we left Faye was that she was dead. And we talked about a prequel and kind of what we would have told a story about. And, you know, while those events are still quite interesting, it just felt like what we really wanted to start with was right where we left off, and drive that story forward from Faye's perspective, and then really put Faye and players in the same spot about exploring this new world.
And even back in 2018, we started sort of building all of this. We were setting tiny little narrative beats that were going to start to structurally support this growth of the universe. And going into Ragnarok and having Odin's sort of thrust be this fear. What happens when I die? I know what happens to everybody else. I set it all up. But like, what happens to gods when they die? And that sort of question, which remained unanswered, was that sort of question out to the audience. That idea of like, we are going to explore this. And one of the most sort of famous deaths inside of this world is the inciting incident for this rebirth. And I think that is the perfect character for that perfect time to then start to say, there is more to this world that you know. Beyond what you knew from the Greek era, beyond what you knew from where we were in Norse, but it just goes so much further beyond it. It all connects to each other. It all influences each other. And the idea of being able to see her reborn, right, in this new world and have to kind of get those awkward first steps together.
Frank as a jellied cosmic cube.
Yeah, all these different mythologies coming
was really
together
one of the very first characters that we came to, and has always been a jellied cosmic cube, and really this person who is imbued with that same magic of the actual mythos of the everyman, but really his curiosity, his kind of like being present in the now and kind of up for adventure is you know, the things that I love most about Frank. But just also, you know, mechanically, technologically, emotionally, being able to connect with the jellied cosmic cube and see where that can go, and all the questions we get to kind of ask and answer with that and still develop a really meaningful relationship has been really awesome. I mean, I think as well, just that personality in our weapons, you know, the Blades of Chaos have always kind of had a personality, but have never really spoken. And this time being able to kind of put such a deadly weapon and give it a caretaker that is also part of the experience in there, and get to know them and really understand, you know, they have a journey and an arc across the story as well.
Yeah, the Blades had that like emotional resonance of this sort of really bad deal that impacted and branded him for the rest of his life. And they have just this interesting connection for Kratos, but then that sort of building beyond is that the axe, it represented Faye. It represented this sort of passing the torch, this feeling that she was there, present inside of this weapon, and then us as we're sort of looking at how do we expand, how do we connect all these pieces together and feel like, you know what, this is still something new, but built foundationally on kind of how we've expanded. So you have this trio of characters that they represent the past, the present, and the future, right? Faye is obsessed and sort of focused on the step ahead. I have this goal, I need to accomplish this. She's driven forward, myopically, some would say, in that sense. And then you have Rue, who's sort of, you know, timid and reflective of the past and sort of self-punishing, and Frank, who wants nothing more than to embrace the present, to live in the moment and take it all in, sort of absent of the past and
I would say dichotomy, but there's
the future,
three
really
them.
sort of
There
wanting
he is.
that. But it is this conglomeration of us, individual human beings. We have all of these pieces, and sometimes one becomes more dominant. We become way too obsessed with one aspect or the other, struggling and failing often to achieve the balance of all of that. And this kind of journey, breaking these things off into three separate characters and seeing how they will all achieve balance and influence each other throughout the journey is really super interesting.
Everyone has this kind of like birthplace and afterlife of the gods. So this is really the place where all magic comes from and where all magic returns to. And for us, that's all magic now. So before, we've kind of seen through Kratos this, you know, traversal from one mythology to another, and they're existing in the mortal planes. But for us, I think it was really interesting to say maybe there's this place where all the magic comes from, where all mythologies kind of return to, and what does it mean for all of those?
They said exactly what I was
people, those beings to come together. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And being able to just meet different characters from different mythologies, tell different stories, and, you know, wrap our arms really around that concept of kind of
I'm down for that.
Overfilled with magic. So Bexi and Sekhmet are two respective gods of war, and Sekhmet is the goddess of war and healing from Egypt, and Bexi is from Mongolian mythology. And,
nice.
Both of them come at war and the everyone with kind of slightly different personalities, but still that kind of god of war take on things. They're brutal. They're very ruthless when it comes to it, and definitely stack up as strong enemies. Leave a very good first impression, or maybe that first impression for Faye within the reveal.
Afterlife of the gods.
So we got the Mongolian god of war.
Fascinating
Egyptian
sort of landscape for us to explore, because so much of our human understanding of this idea of our afterlife is this, like, it's gonna be really bad or really good, right? And then most of us are aspiring to this sort of like, it's gonna be this fantastic, idyllic place. And for the gods, it really is this sense of they were all terrible, terrible people when they were ruling. And so thrusting all of these sort of gods into a singular space in which they cannot escape is this recipe, this powder keg for, oh, this is not going to go very well. And being put in the middle of that kind of conflict pre-existing, that sort of sense that, hey, this is not the friendliest of places, because the people who are in charge here are not the friendliest of people. Right?
Okay,
it really is this
sense.
concept of throwing a bunch of billionaires on an island. They are not going to self-organize in the most beneficial way, right? It is this sort of struggle for power because they existed in a struggle for power. So their idyllic afterlife is this continued struggle for power and this struggle for dominance. Crazy. And Faye starts in the middle of that to be, I don't want to be here. I need to navigate through all of this.
You know, as we kind of unpack and unfold that story of what have vaccines done to the everyone. Why has nobody come through the gateway in some time? And what's Faye's purpose and all of that? I think those were all really juicy questions for us to kind of bite into. It starts with the death, but then I think it asks the question about what we do after. And I think for me, I think for the team, you know, Faye's story is a exploration of transformation and, you know, what do we become when we leave things behind, and that is I think a pretty interesting story, hopefully, but
watch her come back in the next.
That's one that I gravitate to.
I cathartic for us concept of our own deaths, right? Of being able to make it fantastic and contend with different questions.
Faye has played Funny, the enigmatic, wonderfully talented Deborah Wall, who was in Ragnarok, and really just embodies Faye, just her sense of adventure, her genuine kind of emotional connection with people, and just like being in the moment has been great. Jack Quaid is the voice of Frank, and he's extraordinarily delightful and always just you know, up for, again, the adventure of it all. And Perlina Lau is our voice of Rue, and I think I believe this is her first video game, but I think she has also just really been open to the experience and just this very magical world that we're stepping into, and kind of the equal parts danger and awesome. So just the trio has been amazing to work with.
Deborah was one of the first that it was like, I knew it before we ever talked. Well, and I was telling people, like, this Faye, we gotta get her on the phone, we gotta talk to her, this Faye. Are you sure? Yeah, it was just, there was this inherent certainty.
I mean, she's into
with that decision, but at the same time still an incredible amount of surprise with how she blew past any of the expectations that I ever had. The world, even when we started in 2018, like, had a shape that I talked to a lot of people about, and that we were still trying to push and pull, and its shape has changed as more people have gotten involved and influenced it.
Yeah, that combat is pretty cool. Again, very
made new contributions
familiar, but also in its own.
I think
light.
the sort of squint
with Faye
view of
her
it
character
is still kind of exists, and it's still this foundations. We're expanding it out. We're kind of seeing all these opportunities, right? As you see in 2018 and Ragnarok, things were seeded that sort of connect to all the things that we're doing here. And the goal of all of this is that all of it connects. Is all of these stories are influencing each other, are connected to a larger universe that will continue sort of growing, because it really needs to feel like living and breathing and tangible and real, and nothing is sort of like, oh well, that's just its own separate thing. There all is part of the larger tapestry.
I mean, I think all of the God of War stories, like the thing that really connects everything together, it's just they're human stories in the middle of all of this mythology. And so I think for us, the emotions, you know, grief and rage and, you know, our family and our relationships and who we are, all of that is under this, you know, setting umbrella of mythology and, you know, greater than ourselves magic, but at heart it's still a human story.
And yeah, for
God
me,
of War game, I mean, it looks like
television
it plays
shows,
like God of War,
right? Long form storytelling,
quite literally,
is the most exciting form of storytelling for me to consume. That feeling of creating a long-term relationship with the characters, that feeling of knowing there is a road ahead, that there is growth, that there is change possible inside of all of this, because I have something to look forward to. That's why I love the idea. None of these things is an insular, singular, separated thing, but they are all connected. Nothing in the sense of requirement, like, my God, I gotta watch or play 100 things before I can enjoy this. No, they still all kind of have their ability to allow on-ramps to it. But the rewards for that sense of, oh, I know this. Right? You watch the moment when Kratos goes back and, spoilers, gets the blades, right? If you never played a God of War game, it's still an interesting and emotional and powerful experience. If you play a God of War game, it's like, oh man, I know what this means. And in the boat on the way over there, you're excited. And I think that same sense of every one of these things feeling like they feed back into each other, but they also build rungs in a ladder that is gonna keep going, and all of them feel as if they matter in the larger universe, because they are part of this larger crazy board of things to do, and hopefully
I feel like that's the best way you can do references, right? As if you're climbing a ladder and then you see the same thing.
I think that's important too, though, that we approach all of the games.
But
like,
you still keep climbing.
This could be your first God of War game, but we want to make it equally enjoyable if this is your 7th God of War game. I'm just excited for people to see what a badass Faye is. I think that we've always known her to be somebody who can stand equal as a warrior to Kratos, and for her to come to this world and really like take the punches and give them, I think for me has been very satisfying, just to show her not shrinking away from the challenge that's in front of her and really just diving headfirst into it.
I'm excited about people seeing and being surprised in the beginning. I was like, oh wait, this is not a prequel, right? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's its own separate game.
What does that mean? How does that? Who is it? Wait, that's interesting. We're sort of putting this character together, and oh my god, she's really competent. Look how she can fight. And going into this, oh my god, they are really like vicious and brutal people in this world. There's a cube and it's talking. Like, I'm sorry, I could go on for like an hour about this, because the reality is all of it was for us sort of intentionally, deliberately designed to have that sense of like everything stacking on top of each other. It feels that it's still a natural sort of fall of the dominoes, but it's still that like, I didn't know that next thing was going to fall. I didn't know that next thing was going to happen. What does that mean? Right? That mystery box sort of paying off and still adding that sense of like, what's next? What's possible? I think the whole of it is what I'm excited for them to see, and then be able to kind of watch as everybody has a different, I hope, positive reaction to it. Please.
I think that today it's so hard to be surprised about everything, about anything. And I think the thing that has really just been tickling the team, just pushing us harder and harder, is how can we surprise fans? How can we show them something that maybe they've never seen or would never expect to see from us? And I think that's really like where the excitement is come bubbling over for us.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by our official product partner, Lenovo Legion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just confirmed what I was talking about.
The average Cinefix movie list features nearly 100.
This is literally just a dump of all of the mythologies coming together, but they clarified because all of these gods were ruling in not the best era. Now they're trying to fight. That's why that entire landscape is not necessarily the best, because that's all that they know. They're trying to fight for power, and then the god and goddesses of war of Mongolia and Egypt are now ruling that area. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then Faye is just trying to get through it all. She's got a talking sword and a talking cube. I wonder what will happen next. And she's getting visions of Kratos. Again, there's gotta be a moment in that game where Kratos is gonna be your fighting companion, and then they have some kind of communication with each other. I really hope. But that's cool. Very, very cool. I might just be a bit overhyped for it because I'm on my Skyrim grind right now too. But hey, that is a safe pick for favorite game of this Games Fest. Evidently with the poll saying over 50% when they were talking about it. I enjoyed that. But it's not over yet. So
maybe this would tease open your money pouch.
Plus, ad-free browsing on IGN.com. Plus, unlimited game help tools like premium interactive maps with your own custom map markers, filters, marker notes, and more.
This will come in handy.
Plus, access to sweepstakes, giveaways, and free game keys. Wow! Exactly. Want more? Head to IGN.com/plus and start your adventure today.
great gift. Oh. Cool. Very cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that. We are...
The average Cinefix movie list features
2 hours, almost 3 hours into this. I wasn't expecting the Game Fest to take that long, you know? I mean, it's cool that it did, but... Man. Man, oh man. Should we, save Journey to the West